These two grown men had never seen The Simpsons. How the fuck's that even happen? They're two grown men on a mission now, so buckle up and just strap in.
We got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire.
These two grown men had never seen The Simpsons. It's America's barley basket.
Welcome to episode 121 of America's Barley Basket. I am Nathan Folsabug. Sitting next to me, physically, is Marlon Wells.
Hello, Nathan.
Hello, Marlon.
How are you, bud?
I'm okay.
You made it. You're here.
I'm here in the flesh.
Live in person. Oh, and the flesh. Oh, the flesh.
The flesh. So much flesh. I'm too clothed, though. You could tell summer's gone.
Yeah, you're kind of dolled up. I don't know what's going on.
I got a collared shirt. I mean, it's unbuttoned, but I got a shirt underneath it like a fucking cook. Real man don't wear an undershirt. He just goes into a goddamn fucking coast to coast with an unbuttoned shirt. You know, don't give a shit.
I'm not, I haven't always been, and I'm not right now, but I have become a tank top under a button-down guy.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, if I'm going out, like that's the only reason I don't right now. If I'm going out, I'm wearing a tank top under that button down.
I abandoned the undershirts about 6-7 years ago. I haven't looked back.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And I just picked it up like
Really?
a year or two ago.
No kidding.
I don't know where it came from.
I was always a white t-shirt underneath a button shirt.
I don't like I've learned I don't like a white t-shirt because I'm already fucking hot no matter what.
That's why the older I got, the fucking hotter I've gotten. So I gotta the less fabrics, the better.
Yeah, that's why tank top is the right choice for me.
This has been Top Talk.
Top Talk. Welcome to Top Talk.
Top Talk could be a whole different podcast.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's that's where I'm at. But yeah, you got proper pants on
Look
and
at
everything.
Me go. I didn't even bring improper pants.
Improper English boy.
Improper. I got an English degree.
Yeah, you do. You went to school a long time to say unproper.
Yeah. I brought two pants, both proper.
Attaboy.
Yeah, not even had one pair of basketball shorts to parade around in.
Oh, well, I got us basketball shorted up for the both of us.
Thank you. Lifting double weight here.
Yeah, red Adidas basketball shorts and my sweet-ass ankle brace.
Yeah, been a rough run for you.
You know what? September's over now. It's a brand new month. We're going to be all right.
Wake me up when September ends, am I right?
No, you're not.
Am I?
We're done. That was the podcast. Thank you for listening. I knew as soon as I said it, I was like, this motherfucker, he's going to say it.
See, it's a song.
Yeah.
That's why it's funny.
Yeah, yeah. You're real Billy Joe Nathan, we call you.
Holy shit, I heard an awesome thing about Green Day.
Okay.
Tennis superstar, recently retired tennis superstar, Serena Williams.
Okay.
Who grew up in, I think, Oakland or Compton.
Compton, yeah.
Huge Green Day fan.
Okay.
To the point that if she can make it to a show, she DMs Billy Joe Armstrong to play some random deep cut off of like their indie albums before Dookie, like a 1991 Green Day song.
Wow.
Right? I was like, God damn it, Serena Williams. Everything you hear about you makes you seem better.
I could imagine them getting California love from anybody in California because they came out around San Francisco, I think.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think they're Central Cali guys.
They're those Berkeley punk scene guys.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that they were hot down there.
And I think she got into them later in life. Like as an adult, she found
revisited the old indie
shit and like liked them so much. I gotta hear what Kerplunk's all about, or whatever that one like was smooth in the title.
Yeah, Kerplunk.
Yeah.
I think there's one before Kerplunk
it's
too.
Like it's a number followed by the word smooth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And yeah, she likes a song off that album to the point she requests them to "Disappearing Boy." If you want to, that's your homework. You want to listen to
Serena song.
You want to listen to Serena Williams' favorite Green Day song.
What a weird title for that song to have. Serena Williams' favorite Green Day song.
Yeah. So there you go. There's some Serena Williams hot takes. Not only a hot take, fun fact.
Fun fact. Factoid. Trivia. Now you know. And that's the rest of the story.
You can quit wondering.
Yeah.
That keeps you up at night.
Yeah, that's your Paul Harvey, wouldn't you know it kind of thing.
The rest of the story.
Oh, Paul.
Probably like a closet Nazi. And we should talk ill of the dead.
Don't you dare. No.
But like, I don't know.
Don't you milkshake duck Paul Harvey on me right now.
He's really anti-communism to the point it's like, are you a patriot or do you like, or are you one of the bad guys?
Oh God. I mean, that was the thing at the time. Do you like Nazis or communists?
That old board game.
Yeah.
I want the gray car. I want the red car.
Be careful which one you hate too soon because it'll ruin your career. Yeah. Ah, jeez.
Fun times.
Oh, I can't imagine there was anything. I refuse to believe Paul Harvey ever did anything untoward to anyone.
You know who, as far as I know, has never been affiliated with the National Socialist Movement?
Who's that?
The Simpsons.
Okay, there we go. We got there.
Or bursting through the gates of season 28, fall of 2016, spring of 2017. I got some zingers, some fun facts.
Yeah.
This one's a tough one for us personally, I think. I'm assuming you will find it this way.
Okay.
This was the last season to feature the composer Alf Clausen. Alf Clausen.
Alf the alien?
Yes.
Okay.
His name is Gordon Shumway. We should give him some respect. But the reason I think we should be offended, he was raised in North Dakota. Alf Clausen is a North Dakotan. I think he was raised in Jamestown.
Oh. And
he sued The Simpsons and Fox, claiming it was ageism that got him fired.
Did he win?
I think there was...
They settle?
Yeah, and I think he took it in the shorts a little bit. Like, okay, we'll give you this just to go away, but you know we can win, so here's our offer. Take it or leave it.
Why doesn't he have a sign on the interstate? Louis L'Amour's got a sign for Jamestown. Why doesn't...
And I mean, the Simpsons are kind of known for their music. You know, they always have like an orchestral score.
I mean, I think this, as far as music fame for The Simpsons goes, it's pretty much Danny Elfman.
Yeah.
But put a sign up. Put up a sign. Come on.
Health class. Jamestown produces a lot of the notable North Dakotans. All of our athletes.
Yeah.
Darren Erstead, Travis Hafner, Angie Dickinson's from Culm. But Culm is population -3.
May as well be Jamestown.
Been absorbed into Jamestown. And there's Shadow Stevens. Shadow Stevens, at one time, probably the second or third biggest DJ in America. Oh. He would fill in for Casey Kasem, and he had his own syndicated top 40 thing, and also was an actor and had a role in the mid-90s sitcom Dave's World, starring Harry Anderson, based off of Dave Barry's syndicated newspaper strip. Okay. If you've ever been reading a newspaper column, like, if only this could be a sitcom, they scratched that itch for you on CBS in the mid-90s.
Yep, don't recognize that one.
That makes the list for most bizarre sitcoms that made it to 100 episodes. Because I bet it did. I bet it got right around there, if not.
I'd never heard. Again, like we've talked about before, we weren't really a television family outside of sports and Gunsmoke and American Gladiators, and then eventually wrestling.
Well, the technology, you can fucking revisit Dave's World
and I will. Yeah.
I bet that was a lot of like, I'm baffled by modern days. I feel like that's what the articles were a lot like. Okay. I'm a fucking dopey dad. Here's me goofing up. I mean, it was kind of funny. I remember that newspaper was that article, his syndicated column was so big, it was in the Minot, North Dakota paper. Like,
made it all the way down.
I bet he was the biggest syndicated columnist of the 80s and 90s.
Huh.
Motherfucker got a sitcom. Like, they ain't making an Irma Bombeck sitcom.
Jesus.
Or Hints from Heloise.
Yep.
Like, her explaining how to fold a fitted sheet for 23 minutes following Wings.
You got that Wings lead in. That's a guarantee.
Heloise, you're ruining this. I don't know. I guess I could fold faster. You bet your ass I could fold faster.
Hey, man, folding the fitted sheet is a motherfucker. Yeah.
You know what the key is? Don't own more than one.
You fucking dirt dog. Fucking life you're living, one sheet.
If you don't think your fucking boy here slept on the fucking mattress cover before because you forgot to, fuck, I didn't dry it.
Shit. Well, fuck it.
You know what, though? The fact that I have a mattress cover puts me ahead a lot of dirt dogs.
Yeah, but still, it's kind of a one step forward, 2 step back kind of thing.
Who sang that song? That was a country hit from the early 90s. One step forward, two steps back. We can't get along like that.
Nope. Not a clue.
Not doing anything for
Nope.
you? I didn't see the country western light come on at all.
Ringing zero bells.
The neon rainbow didn't light up above your head.
Still chasing it. Yeah. That did not fucking hit me at all.
Let's see where we're at in television at this era. So again, this had been the fall of 2016. Again, we're just getting, for years now, it's been a lot of the same big heavy hitters over and over again, like Bob's Burgers, Family Guy. We did get 2 rando new ones joining in. Something called Son of Zorn, like a sword and sorcery fantasy comedy animated show.
Okay.
With like a Conan type fucking.
Okay.
Yeah.
And no, never heard of it.
If I remember correctly, there's maybe Jason Sudeikis did a voice or some names attached.
Couple that you heard of, yeah.
Yeah, but it went nowhere. And then something called a time travel sitcom called Making History, which I like high concept.
Yep, especially in my sitcoms.
Yeah, like Last Man on Earth. I really wanted to like it because it's high concept.
I really wanted to like it too, and just didn't. Elf is high.
Very high concept.
Man,
Yeah,
Elf was great.
No, it wasn't. If you watch it as an adult,
no, I bet it holds up 100% today.
I was kind of an elitist as a little kid, but even as like a 9-year-old, I was like, this is fucking dumb.
Oh, I think I, as a 9-year-old, was like, "Yay, Elf fun!"
He eats cats. You fixated way too much on that.
On that, yeah. That's the part I like.
There's so many cats, Mommy. Can I eat just one? Just ushering you past PetSmart in the mall. Let's get you to the arcade. Is there a cat eating game, Mommy? You're 14. You're 3 times bigger than me. If he gets the taste for feline, I can't control him.
Sure haven't seen a lot of barred cats around here lately. That's what it was like living where I did. There were just always 4 to 12 barn cats at all times.
Each more sickly and inbred than the next.
One doesn't even have a face.
It's just a fucking ball of hair, like a critter. There was another show that was briefly put into the Sunday mix, something called American Grit. It was a sitcom, or not a sitcom, a game show hosted by John You Can't See Me Cena.
Really?
Did that ring a bell? No, not for me either. I was like,
maybe kinda like a physical challenge.
yeah.
Kind of show.
With a name like American Grit, that seems like it wasn't just someone answering trivia questions behind a pedestal.
Yeah, that's boy, real vague, but yeah, vaguely familiar.
And on the other networks, the shows of note that debuted that year were Riverdale, that Archie fucking alternate universe where they fuck. Like, I don't need
I hate
that.
to break it to you, but the Archies that you know were fucking.
Betty was as virginal
Nope.
as the fucking
Nope.
pure winter undriven
They
snow.
were fucking stuffing all the fucking time.
Veronica would party. Veronica was a worldly gal.
Veronica was a partier. How about Archie? You think Archie fucked?
God. Yeah, I probably felt real guilty about it. There gotta be some
Really beat himself up
Yeah,
about
Reggie
it.
was just Reggie was doing fucking legit crimes. Like, you fucking Reggie's been Me Too'd by now. Yeah.
Was Reggie the dark-haired one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Boy, if it's not Archie or Jughead, I couldn't identify a character.
Yeah, Reggie was Archie's nemesis most times.
If you gave me like a Denny's Child's Placemat, but it was all of the Archie's characters, and you had to label which one was which, like it was a fucking geography test from 7th grade, I would get Jughead and Archie.
Would you be able to tell Midge from Veronica?
I didn't know there was a Midge.
Midge dated Big Moose.
Okay, I could probably recognize Big Moose.
Yeah. Dilton Doily.
That I think that's made up.
Chuck Cooper.
No,
Chuck Cooper. So they eventually
wasn't he that
integrated
DJ
black
just now
Yeah.
that you talked about? No, I recognize Archie. If you told me that one of those characters is named Big Moose,
Just
I could guess.
narrow it down.
But
Yeah.
just blank without having a list of names to choose from? Nope, no way. I know Jughead and Archie.
And Betty. Really?
No,
Didn't know
absolutely
she's the blonde?
not. No.
Yeah. Well, there we go. Well, there's your homework. They're gonna fucking stack Archie Digest for you.
Oh boy, really fucking party hard.
That's a way to get through COVID. Fucking burn through fucking a mountain of Archie Digest.
Burn through 50 years of Archie comics.
And you'll realize they only have 4 stories told a bunch of different ways.
Does Jughead like cheeseburgers? Is he the cheeseburger guy?
He'll fuck up all food, but yeah, homie likes cheeseburgers.
He's a food guy? Okay.
Yeah.
Wimpy is cheeseburger specific or hamburger specific.
Yeah, he likes fucking eating plain hamburgers like a fucking sociopath.
Like I'll eat a plain hamburger, but you know,
I've never once been psyched for it.
If I'm ever given the choice, like if you're at a barbecue, who wants cheese on theirs? Yeah, abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah, I want cheese. I'm fucking not weird.
Yeah.
Fucking don't ask those people kindly yet firmly to leave. Like we don't want to eat around those people. Like,
I want you to start putting cheese on it, and when you think, oh God, I've put way too much cheese on this, put a little more on it, and that's mine.
Never ate a burger and thought there was too much cheese on it.
Never. There's no such thing as too much cheese on a burger or a pizza.
Yeah, I agree with. Oh yeah. I mean, maybe it could be done, but I've never seen it done. It would have to be a vulgar display of cheese.
My favorite Pantera record. If the only way you can get too much cheese on a pizza is if it is so much that it affects how it cooks.
Yeah,
you know?
It's structural integrity. Like the middle's too heavy.
The crust just breaks out in the oven and collapses.
Pizza boy just staring at us as he's stuffing the cheese on that pizza.
When he delivers it, he just opens that hot bag and dumps out a bunch of cheese.
It's like nacho cheese, too. It's like liquid.
To kind of be the square shape of the bag.
So for shows that left the air, we got CSI. 15 seasons of the
Vegas.
OG CSI. Mike and Molly. Mike and Molly is one of those interesting cases because it was Melissa McCarthy.
Yes.
Who, became a star. But, it was one of those things. She blew up halfway through the run of that show. So it's like, how long are you going to stick this out?
Right. Also, one of those situations like we've talked about before, a show we've never seen that ran 20 fucking years.
Yeah. I mean, I probably got 7. But it would have went forever if she didn't want to leave. If she wasn't making big fucking. She's a legit movie star.
Oh,
her
absolutely.
face is on the poster.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of any other examples of that. SNL, but SNL's different.
That's
it's a huge
true.
ensemble, but we're the face of the who's one guy that kind of had it happen with not a comedy in the 80s, Magnum P.I. and Tom Selleck.
Sure, he became a movie star during that show.
And he could have been Indiana fucking Jones, but he didn't want to disappoint the people at Magnum P.I.
Yep, that's crazy.
And I heard him talk, you think about it, if I say no, 50 people are out of work.
Yeah.
It's that's
that weighs on you.
Yeah,
for
if you're a good person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And George Lucas wasn't established the way he is now. Star Wars was a big fucking hit, but not so big that you're absolutely fucking anything to work with that guy.
Yeah.
So I get it. Ashton would have become a movie star during that 70s show.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. And then who played his girlfriend on that show?
Mila Kunis.
She not so much on that show, but on Family Guy.
Yeah, she was getting work over there.
Yeah, so she was a fucking movie star while still doing the voice of Meg. Because you can tell some seasons they only had her for a weekend.
She ain't in it very much.
It's it's very light on Meg.
Yeah, because she was doing she never. I feel like you wouldn't call Mila Kunis a movie star. She was big enough there for a little while, but
I think she made a couple romantic comedies where her face is on the poster.
Romantic comedies.
Yeah.
She's the gal in that Mark Wahlberg Max Payne movie.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
Which I maintain is better than people give it credit for. I won't claim it's great, but it's better than people give it credit.
I think it was around the same time. Did you ever see that action movie called Hardcore Harry? Where it's a first person
one
through the eyes.
No, I
Someone
never
told me
did.
that movie's a lot of fun.
I've heard it's fun. Yeah. That's several years after.
Oh, really?
Max Payne.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Hardcore Harry's not as old as you think it is.
Okay. Or maybe Max Payne's older than I think it is.
Or
one of
that
the two.
one. Yeah, that could be it too.
And the only other things that left the air, we're getting to that point where we're so getting close to current times that every big show is still on.
Yeah, exactly.
But the other thing that left was this is the year of that failed Muppets reboot.
The Jason Segel one?
Yeah. Or was he on the TV show? I mean, they made a show of it on ABC. They thought they're going to bring back the Muppets like it used to be, you know?
Oh, maybe he wasn't involved in the show. Is it the movie
He did a movie, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, that, and I mean, I remember ABC pushing the shit out of that. Yeah. It made it all of one season. So pour one out for the fucking Muppet sitcom.
I don't think I have much reverence for the Muppets outside of Sesame Street because I was a kid.
Yeah.
But like, you know, you see clips of like, oh, Steve Martin on the Muppet Show.
Yeah.
I never fucking saw any of that.
No, for me it was Sesame Street, yes, but also Muppet Babies, the CBS Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah,
I fucking loved.
Yeah, what was the Looney Tunes version of that? Tiny Toons. That was fun too.
Yeah, but that was Fox.
Yeah, it was, and a different time too.
Yeah, because like that was same thing like Animaniacs. I was just old enough to not really see any of that.
Yeah, like
that was also Fox. You would have missed out on that.
Didn't have the television for it either. Yeah. All of my Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain came from comics. Like I would read Pinky and the Brain comics.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no shit. What a time.
That was that time, man, where they would put like cartoons in comic form. Like I have a ton of like
Ren and Stimpy comics were a thing.
Yep, I have Ren and Stimpy comics. I have a lot of Scooby-Doo comics. Cartoon Network put out comics of all of their properties. I have fucking Wacky Racers comics and Cow and Chicken comics.
Yeah, I wonder who that was, like who they were working with. Was it like Harvey Comics or like
I don't know who would have been
third party
on the print side of that.
Yeah. That sounds like something Harvey would get in on. They were often at more children's type. Well, they were the ones that made like fucking Little Devil and Wendy the Good Witch and Richie Rich. Why am I starting with the fucking D list?
Well, you started at the bottom.
It's hot stuff. It's not Little Devil. It's hot stuff. Wendy the Good Witch, Casper the Friendly Ghost, fucking Baby Huey, Richie Rich. Yeah.
Line up a fucking stack of Harvey comics. That's how you get through COVID.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. I do not have reverence for Harvey Comics like I do Archie. God, I always found that shit so dull as a kid. Not that I didn't have a stack of it, because fucking...
Well, I mean, what do you want? You want Casper with his dick out?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want? Like a fucking...
I want the threat of it.
You want a...
I want it to be a possibility. Like,
you want the fucking... The dark Harvey Comics cinematic universe.
Where you find out hot stuff has a backstory like Spawn. His fucking boss killed him and was fucking his wife when he came back.
So fucking, there's a 40-minute death sequence of Casper, let you know how he died as a kid. It's just a kid dying for 40 minutes. The whole second act. Is that what you want?
Wouldn't hurt.
I think in the Casper movie that did come out with Bill Pullman and Christina Ricci, I think even they dance around why this kid is a kid.
Oh, I never thought of that. Yeah, that's a dead boy.
I think it's brought up, but
Really?
I don't think it's delved into too hard. I think they skip past that part pretty quickly.
I just think if there are ghosts, they have just been fucking watching people jerk off forever. Just what a life. Just some dude
What
on a
an
fucking
afterlife.
futon, fucking sweatpants pulled down to mid-thigh. Just fucking Jesus Christ.
Not even cleaning up. Just,
I just-
fucking
yeah.
pulls the sweatpants
Oh,
back
fuck.
up when he's
That landed on the remote. God. Can I just go to hell, please? To overhear a faint ghost voice saying that, it's like, I got to turn my life around.
I'm bumming out the ghost.
I'm worse than eternal damnation.
Bumming the ghost even sounds like a euphemism for masturbation.
Yeah.
We got a slow Saturday. I'm bumming the ghost.
Bumming out grandma's ghost.
Why would you make it grandma?
She should.
It was bad enough when this was a stranger ghost.
She shouldn't have willed me the house if she wasn't ready for the consequences.
She knew.
That fucking perv. Dirty bird.
Oh, Christ.
I like the occasional person that talks about their grandma being a kind of a hornball, like, or maybe not a hornball, just like no filter.
Sure.
Like my grandmas were very fucking, they were very professional grandmas.
Buttoned up grandmas.
Yeah.
Got a prim and proper grandma.
Yeah.
I like seeing like a sassy grandma, like a tough old bird kind of grandma.
Yeah. I had a friend whose grandma talked about him not having much of a tool, which that's surprising because your grandfather. Well, you're getting dunked on by grandma. Now you know that your grandpa had a hammer on him. Like, Jesus Christ, I'm not ready for all this.
I don't think I've ever been privy to or been around a fucking like a dirty grandma like that. Like I've been around like a fucking take no shit kind of grandma, but
I think more often than not, it's like the grandma will cut loose with the granddaughters. You know what I mean? Just us girls, just us gals talking. You know, like.
I don't even know that I've been around a dirty grandpa either. Now that I think about it, like maybe an off-color joke or two, but never like talk. Well, digging out with some lady in my Oldsmobile one night, like never heard any of those stories.
Yeah, I had a couple buddies that had grandpas like that, so I know they exist. But yeah.
That's the last thing you want is to have your grandpa tell you about the time he ate butt out of the back
that's one
of
thing
a fucking
grandpas ain't
international
doing.
pickup.
Yeah, grandpas think making a woman nuts a sign of weakness. This is a race. If you get there first, that's cool, but I ain't waiting for you.
Oh, Christ. You want to see what the Simpsons are up to this season, Nathan?
Why not?
Season 28, episode what? God damn it, we're creeping up. We're going to catch this fucking show like in the spring, and then what do we do, Nathan?
I don't know, murder-suicide?
All right, let's do it. Let's get on the road to the old murder-suicide. With episode 1 of season 28, Monty Burns Flying Circus. As somebody who likes Monty Python, I was pretty into that. I was into it for 2 reasons. 1, Monty Python. 2, starting with a Burns episode.
Yeah.
I was very hyped.
And, I mean, it is a Burns episode. We get a lot of Burns.
Fucking A, it is. We start out with an Adventure Time couch gag. I've never seen that show, but I know that it is super fucking popular.
I've never seen it, huh?
No, I've never seen it. Have you?
No shit. Yeah.
I know it's a kid and a dog. I think there's a Game Boy that talks.
Yeah, a lot of talking shit. I think it was like the last time I would have had a satellite dish living with a few buddies. It was beginning to pop.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's fine. It's fun.
I feel like people who are at least 5 years younger than me love Adventure Time, love SpongeBob.
Yeah.
You know, like all that stuff that I missed.
I put, because I think they came out at the same time on the same channel, Adventure Time and Regular Show.
Yes, that's another one.
I'm a bigger Regular Show guy.
Okay.
You know, but they're both good, but Regular Show of the two is the one I prefer.
I always think of like, okay, Regular Show, Adventure Time, SpongeBob. Like the people I know who like those, I'm like, okay, if you were 5 to 10 years older, you feel that way about Aqua Teen and, you know, the Adult Swim cartoons. Because it's like the same flavor of person, just a little younger.
One's more adult orientated, yeah.
Right, yeah. It's like, you know, because I think people who love SpongeBob are also doing some drugs.
Yeah.
The same way people who love Master Shake were also doing some drugs.
Yeah. If I would have been 7 years old when SpongeBob was big, I'd have fucking been such a mark for it.
SpongeBob everything, SpongeBob backpack.
Because it was just that wackadoo fucking nonsense that I loved as a kid, you know.
I've never seen an episode.
No shit.
Like I've seen memes and clips, and you know I get the vibe.
Me and a friend got viciously day drunk and went and watched the movie. That movie was fucking good.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I don't think that was just the fucking PBR talking.
It wasn't just the hooch.
Yeah. Drinking fucking pounders of PBR at a fucking movie theater parking lot at like 1 p.m.
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, we started at the house, but we brought some road dogs. We didn't have time to finish them.
Some people would call that problematic.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much all of our activities back then were. That was on par.
God, remember those days where everything came with some beers?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you want to get some beers and go grocery shopping?
I watched a friend drink 7 tall boys of fucking some malt liquor while playing 9 holes of frisbee golf. That's almost a tall boy per hole.
That's a lot.
That's fucking
malt.
yeah. It's like he drinks so fast he gets such a bad fucking brain freeze. You have to like sit down. Like,
Jesus,
homie,
is he alive?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a troublesome tone.
There's been some touch and go moments, but he's with us.
Okay, good.
Some would say thriving.
I'm glad. Woo, boy.
Sometimes you need to get real close to the fucking malt liquor sun and get burnt a little bit. Change your ways.
You a malt liquor boy? I like a malt liquor.
I mean, if it's a means to an end, sure. If I want to fucking party.
Is it all alcohol means to an end?
Yeah. But yeah, it's never my choice, if that makes a sense.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I, at 37, will get the hankering and go buy 2 bottles of Colt 45.
No shit.
And just make a night of it. Yep.
I was the kind of guy, when I'd buy 40s, I'd buy 40s of Budweiser or something like that.
That's not a 40 then.
Yeah. I mean, it's 40 ounces of liquor in a glass bottle. It's next to the 40s.
Like, if
Right
you want to
there.
be a letter of the law literalist
yeah.
over there, then okay. But I'm a spirit of the law boy. Like, a 40's got to be malt.
Yeah.
I like Colt 45. I'll tolerate a Mickey's.
What are the other big hitters? Old English?
Old English, King Cobra.
King Cobra, God, yeah. I wonder how little that you could drink and still be hungover. Like, measure it in teaspoons, I bet. 3.5 teaspoons. You can't work the next day.
Camo. Steel Reserve.
Yeah, fucking.
I think most Steel Reserves I see are tall boys and not 40s, but I have seen a Steel Reserve 40 in the wild.
As a man that worked in a nightmare liquor store, I saw a lot of Camo paid for in pennies and nickels. Like, they just took their mother's change fucking cup.
I also worked at a nightmare liquor store, and I saw a lot of, like, I can just barely get my hands around 4 Steel Reserve tall boys and get it to the counter at 10:30 a.m.
It was always malt liquor or shit wine.
Yep,
that was the homeless guys.
Wine.
Which, again, I was naive. It's like, why don't you just fucking you and your fucking 2 homeless buddies are waiting outside, pool your resources and buy a 175 of vodka, because they would drink it in the parking lot and shit their pants and possibly die.
Yeah, because they know they're limited. They know
they've almost died enough times.
Right.
Like,
whatever they buy is 1 serving, so it can't be too bad.
I had a buddy who, at their Christmas party, he worked at a smaller company, so only like 30 odd people there, and a guy won in the drawing, door prize drawing. He won like a ceremonial bottle of fucking, like, I don't know, what's that? Southern Comfort. That's what it was. Some kind of fucking anniversary thing.
Or
it was really nice. Probably expensive. He got it. He walked out to his car during the party and drank it all behind the wheel, and fucking they had to pump his stomach.
Jesus.
Like, he finally was like, "Oh yeah, guys, I'm like a real alcoholic."
Not a fun time.
I can't be given that much liquor. He's like, I got it, and like my first thought is, I need to drink it all right now. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
To be that level of fucking gone.
Yowza! It's not up to me.
Yep, right? The liquor's it's like fucking, what's his name on fucking Trailer Park Boys?
Yeah.
The liquor's behind the wheel now.
Liquor.
That's making the decisions.
Yep.
Oof.
The Simpson family is out taking a stroll. At least that's how Marge is framing it. Like, oh, what a nice day for a family stroll. And Bart has to correct her and be like, it's not a stroll. We're out trying to find the car because Dad doesn't remember where he put it last night. And Marge is just like, it's a great day to be in denial. Jesus Christ, Homer. Get so drunk you'll lose your fucking car.
Fuck, I've been there before, though. I can't judge.
I don't think I have.
I've only a couple times. It sucks. You're scared.
Yeah,
is it lost, or is it fucking misplaced, or is it stolen? You know, like, oh, I hate it. Yeah, one of them wasn't that long ago. For the last 5 years.
Oh boy,
like, where the fuck did that end up?
Like, there've been a handful of mornings where it's like, oh, where did, like, so and so drove, but did we leave the car at, like that kind of thing, but never a panic, like, oh god, where's my car?
The panic, or the oh no, is often like, oh no, my car is here.
And that's a problem.
Troublesome. Because if I recall correctly, no position to be driving.
If I remember correctly, we were having some day beers and then went to the mall food court for lunch, and then I woke up the next morning at home. That's bad.
Went to something called Rum Fest. That's never good.
Oh god. So they're out walking, and the town is freaking out because Lard Lad is missing. The giant Lard Lad statue is gone. And there's a fun moment where the town is completely split down the middle on should we riot or not.
Yeah, that was good.
Which I'm going to call progress because they usually riot by default.
Yeah.
There's that fun moment where like the half that wants to riot flips the car over and then the half that doesn't flips it back up and cleans it real quick. Kent Brockman reports that it was taken by the company that owns it because they're going to do a rebrand on the Lard Lad, and we're unveiling the statue the next day with Mayor Quimby, and they throw back the tarp, and it's this weird modern art thing where it's kind of ambiguous, like it kind of looks like Lard Lad if you squint or if you unfocus your eyes a little. And then there's a design flaw because the sun shines into the donut part, which reflects like a fucking magnifying glass in an anthill and burns down the entire fucking town.
So great.
That's a fun sequence of like that beam going through shit. At one point it rips through the laser eye clinic and just fixes all the guys' eyes who are all in a line waiting in the waiting room. Mayor Quimby is like, we're gonna rebuild, and then it cuts to 6 months later and they're not rebuilt yet.
Nothing's been done.
Nothing at all has been done. I like that, like, even the roads are fucked up. Like Homer's driving the family across these, like, it looks like a fucking bombed out city.
like Sarajevo in the late 90s.
Exactly. Boy, Sarajevo, right?
There we go. Yeah,
fucking damn history buff over
right?
here.
Yeah.
The Simpsons are like, well, we're going to kickstart this. There's only one man we can go to, and it's Montgomery Burns. They go to Burns and they plead with Burns to do something to rebuild the city. And Burns mentions, or somebody mentions, the Springfield Bowl, that auditorium, that outdoor amphitheater that we saw just not too long ago.
With the singer-songwriter homeless woman, I think.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, we saw. We're seeing that again. As soon as somebody brings it up, Burns like thinks he has a fucking flashback to 1913.
That is stressed so hard in my notes. It is 2016 when this show is being made.
But this also doesn't work. Again, you got to just kind of go with the Simpson timeline and not look at it too hard because he's a World War I veteran. We've already established, and that started in what? 1916 or 17?
Right around there, yeah.
So it doesn't quite work out, but you got to,
He's probably born in like 1899. Then.
Yeah. You got to roll with it. So we get just a brief flash of him like being a little kid with his fucking little sailor outfit and his curls.
His like overly protective mom.
Yeah, weirdly overly protective.
She's like fucking licking him.
Licking the boy.
Like, who likes mama's lick? Monty likes mama's lick.
Nope,
and he's like, ooh,
didn't
he's barely, because like I think he's supposed to be like not a little kid. He's like at least 10.
Yes.
So he said, that's not how you should be acting.
Yeah, I took him to be about Bart's age. Yeah. Oh, like that was disturbing. You making that sound just now wasn't right. Ooh, don't keep doing it.
No more licks. More licks, please.
It's like half Pillsbury Doughboy, but a little creepier. It's, don't like that. Don't like you cooing over there, boy. Oh, shit. Lisa becomes an assistant director kind of by default because she can open the clipboard. She can operate a clipboard, which Burns cannot. He's too feeble to open a clipboard clamp.
And Burns like marvels at her ability to do it, too. He's so impressed. Like...
Well, because at first he's like, no, absolutely not. This is men's work kind of thing. Like opening a fucking clipboard. He can't do it. Meanwhile, no work getting done at the plant. Holy shit.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
They're just partying. They're like swimming in the fucking cooling vats. At one point, an alarm goes off, and Lenny, who's just on a beach chair, shoots it with a pistol.
Yeah.
Lenny's packing heat. No work being done. We get another quick flashback back to Burns in 1913, like just getting laughed at the Pee Wee talent show, whatever he's at.
Can you remember what happened, what mishap happened that led to that?
We find out later. Coming up here pretty soon.
Oh, they're right. That's a reveal.
Yes.
We just know he's traumatized by it. We don't know why it happened.
Because they were all laughing at him, but we don't know what happened just yet. Homer is at home filling up a super soaker full of lemonade, and Carl's going to bring one full of iced tea so they can Arnold Palmer Lenny.
Him explaining it to Marge like it's something commonplace was so good. Like, oh, you're going to love this, Marge.
And, like, explaining it to her, explaining what an Arnold Palmer is then, as if she's never heard it before. Well, Arnold Palmer was a golfer. He invented a drink that's half iced tea and half lemonade. I am not a fan of an Arnold
I don't think
Palmer.
I've ever had one.
Really?
Yep.
I don't like lemonade.
Oh, see, I do, but very rarely do I want one. It's like, if I want a lemonade, I just want lemonade. I don't need it mixed with anything.
I don't ever want lemonade.
Really?
I don't
okay.
like, which is weird because I love lemons and I love lemon shit, lemon candy, lemon. But there's something about lemonade.
Lemon party.
Lemon party. Love the lemon party. It's my favorite. Bookmark. But an Arnold Palmer's never done it for me. I love iced tea, but I want unsweetened iced tea. That's the only kind of tea I want.
In case anyone was wondering, if you're going to send us beverages.
That's where we're at on our iced tea. Unless I'm in the South. Whenever, like when I go visit my buddies in Huntsville, then I will, like when in Rome, drink that fucking syrupy ass sweet tea that Alabama's full of. Where it's like, as you drink, you're like, I can feel my toes going numb.
Yeah, I'm losing limbs now.
This is bad. This is like 5W30 kind of levels of viscosity.
It's like pouring packets of fucking sugar into cherry Pepsi.
Exactly.
Like, it ain't sweet enough yet.
Yeah, like this isn't tea. Someone just spent all day squeezing all the juice out of 40,000 tons of gushers, and this is the byproduct. Lisa laughs at Burns' suggestion that they shut the whole thing down because she laughs at something he says and he snaps.
Yeah.
Like, don't laugh at me. And he shuts the whole thing down, shuts down the entire production that they're doing because his thing was, I'll rebuild the town, but I want to be able to put on this variety show at the bowl.
What a weird compromise.
They'll take it, though. And that's when Lisa goes and visits him, and he has that mutoscope. I don't know if that's a real thing. I assume it is. Where it's a fucking like a slideshow. Like you turn, it's like a flip book.
I think that was a thing. Like it was like a nickel, and you could turn it and watch a show back in the day. I
totally believe it. I'm just taking on faith that this is real. But yeah, you crank it. Like it's the way you would crank like a car, and it plays this flip book, and it's of that day of him, of Mr. Burns' performance.
Why would that have been made
at the bowl? And he fuck, how does it even happen? His pants start on fire and drop, and everyone sees his ass, and they all laugh at him. So that's the thing that happened to Mr. Burns. And the fact that it was captured on mutoscope and then apparently distributed because you hear Mr. Burns come in the room and say, within days, half of America was cranking to my bottom. Is so funny. Within days, half of America was cranking to my bottom. Gross.
Yeah, very.
But Lisa convinces Burns, like, to her credit, she knows how to play Burns. She's like, well, those people were laughing at you. Are you really going to let laughter and joy win?
Yeah.
So
she knows her audience.
Yep. Convinces Burns to kind of get back on the horse here. Meanwhile, back at work, Homer gets everybody back to work because Marge brought up that he's the only safety inspector.
Yeah.
He didn't know that.
He was baffled by it.
Oh, God. And panics when he realizes it. So he's trying to get everybody back to work. In the meantime, they left all their popcorn in the fucking core of the nuclear plant. That comes up here in a second. We're at the talent show or the variety show at the bowl now. The Flanders boys are doing a Smothers Brothers bit.
Yeah, I figured you'd get a kick out of that.
Yeah, they're doing Mom Always Liked You Best, except it's God Always Liked You Best. And there's no conflict between the two of them. It's like, God likes everybody the best, and then they just play a fucking song.
Yeah. I think it's at this time we get both the ghost of Maude and the ghost of Edna.
Yep, they're both sitting next to Ned. I liked that. That was a sweet thing. Nelson's insane sad puppet show. I didn't even fucking write down what it was, but it's Nelson with a sock puppet, like talking about like how sad fucking Nelson's life is.
I think Ralphie could do the noodle up the nose and out the mouth.
Yep, and then out the ear and out the nose again. Yep, Ralphie does a long thing.
Did you know any kids that would do that, like hork fucking string up their nose and then like pull it out their fucking mouth?
God, no. Is that a real thing?
Yeah. There's a couple kids in Botano that could do it.
Yeesh.
Yeah, and like then play like eat or like pulling,
flossing it.
Yeah,
Nope, don't like that.
That seems like some very sensitive membranes.
Who
up
would
in there.
ever want children? They're
right?
so disgusting.
Just fucking hearing what's that going on upstairs. It just him as he's literally sucking string up his nose and then almost puking it out. You know what? It's a showman.
You got to throw that boy out. You got to replace the whole boy. It's a page one rewind.
You know what they said that about also? Ray Charles.
Did they?
Look where he's at now.
Oh yeah, they actually kind of did.
Yeah,
didn't
right.
They?
Yeah.
Well, I was like, nah. Well, yeah, actually.
Yeah. You know what? I'll leave this kid's name out of the podcast. He's a cop somewhere.
Good start already.
He never achieved fame and fortune with his fucking string through the nose and out the mouth. Fucking.
Well, good on him for giving
Jesus
it a
Christ,
run.
Today's day and age, he could get on America's Got Talent if he had a sad enough backstory.
But fucking win it. Yeah. At least be a fucking multimillionaire TikTok star.
Yeah, right. Jesus. That's depressing that could be true.
The fucking twins, Sherry and Terry, do like a prestige fucking water tank escape, and comic book guy points out right away, like, they took the other twin out of the back of the tank. And then we see the back of the tank, and maybe one of those twins is dead because she's just floating in the tank in a straitjacket. Jesus.
Yeah, that was good.
It's at this time all the popcorn starts to explode at the fucking power plant, so it looks like fireworks going off, and Lisa's like, oh, what a great finale, and Burns is like, that's not the finale, and takes his clothes off to reveal he's wearing that fucking sailor's outfit. God.
I think the line is, Maestro, golden slippers, please. Because that's what he's going to dance to.
Yeah. And he goes out there, and the song starts playing. And when they fucking shine that spotlight on him and the force of the spotlight pushes him back across the stage.
So good.
Like, we have not gotten good Feeble Burns jokes like that in so long.
Yeah.
The fact that light, his bones cannot withstand the force of too many lumens is so fucking funny. I was dying because he's like leaning back as if it's a big, a hard wind.
Yeah, he's in a hurricane.
Holy shit. And so it knocks him back into a light, which lights his ass on fire, and it shows his ass again. So you got and people are laughing at it. And so he tried to redeem himself and end up having the exact same fucking thing happen anyway. And then it wraps up real quick in a way that I didn't even fully follow and didn't bother going and watching. But like, Burns is just better. He's just fine with it. Like, I don't like, since he had it happen again, now it doesn't haunt him as bad. And then Lisa plays the saxophone and the episode's over.
Yeah, you're right though. That ending was really like, oh, we got to think of something. Like,
yeah, he's just like, well, I'm cured now.
I don't care anymore.
Why are you cured now?
Yeah.
But okay.
But above average laughs, especially from what we've had recently.
Outstanding. I liked this episode quite a bit.
Might be more laughs in this episode than any laugh in the prior season.
I don't know. There were a couple good season 27 episodes, but maybe not like this. You might be right, because this was a good episode. Fucking that goddamn spotlight, Nathan.
Oh my God. Yeah, we got two good Feeble Burns bits, which that's two more than we usually get nowadays. So
yep, I'm all for the Burns.
I will happily take it.
Bring on the Burns.
Bring on the Burns.
What are the odds that we could get 2 in a row.
Yep.
Astronomical. Impossible, you might say.
Well, we will see. Episode 2 is Friends and Family, where, goddamn it, if the one and only Mr. Burns doesn't visit his longtime psychiatrist, Dr. Nussbaum, I get that right?
Yeah, I think that
something
sounds
like
right.
that. Who has been working for Burns for 70 years and today is the day he finally gives up on him because he just sees him as a lost cause because all he does is lust after money and power.
70 years and has not made progress.
And Burns has got him locked in at $5 an hour, which I thought was funny.
That was funny. Yep.
Shouldn't agree on that max contract. So he finally just says enough's enough, and Burns is done. But he fucking dies just as Burns is leaving the office. Burns comes back in, sees that he's dead. So they have a funeral. We get the Simpsons at this funeral because they are a family that's done a lot of therapy to pretty much no avail. But while they're there, Burns shows up, and I didn't note it. What does Burns do that causes them to run him off?
Oh, he's like he comes out and says something along the lines of, "Oh, paying for this funeral is the least I could do," and then they applaud, and he goes, "And also have providing this tombstone," and they unveil the tombstone, and it's tiny little words up at the top. It says the guy's name, and 95% of the tombstone real estate is Mr. Burns, and in big letters says "paid for by Montgomery Burns."
So ridiculous.
So good.
Yeah. So he's ran off from the funeral. They're out and about driving around, him and Smithers, when Smithers hits Frink with Burns' car. Because Frink isn't paying attention. He's wearing one of those Oculus headsets and some kind of virtual reality wonderland. Burns, I think it's in the ambulance ride with Frink, ends up getting the VR headset from him.
Yeah, he just puts it on like, "What's this? What are you doing?"
Yeah. So that's now his life, and he kind of like does a few different like virtual things, just mostly for laughs. Like I can't even think of examples, but like him goofing around. But then it's like I think it's Smithers who thinks back. He's like, "Wait, the doctor told you need to get a family. That's what could help you."
Yeah,
and it's like you could use this to simulate a family,
virtual fam. They make the joke at this in this run here where Burns is like trying out the VR and like everything is pornography.
Yeah, dragon porn.
Yeah, they do that thing like and then there's this, I guess, and it's like dragons flying around spraying fire at each other, but it very quickly turns into dragon porn.
So they just Burns thinks it's a good idea, so they decide to try out some families. They try out the fucking Van Houtens. I think she can't look happy, which is so great. Like everything is just the best she can do is like mildly displeased,
or indifferent.
Yeah, yeah. He sells her on trying to look indifferent. Kirk does, and then fucking when they're turned away on stage, Milhouse is like, "You promised me a job, Dad. I was gonna get fat Barbie." Like they've had the argument before. Kirk says, "It's curvy Barbie, and then you'll have to buy all new clothes." So fucking good.
Oh, the Van Houten family. Yeah. Holy shit. I think like it'll never happen now, I don't think, but like even at this show's height, I think if you were to make a spin-off of The Simpsons, it's the Van Houtens.
Yeah.
I think that's the smartest choice.
Yeah, that or Moe's Bar.
Sure, do a Cheers.
Yeah, that'd be the only two that I can think of, yeah. I wonder if they ever debated on a spin-off show when this show was fucking hot soup.
I wonder, or did Futurama come along quick enough that they didn't really have the chance?
Yeah, that definitely sounds like that could be the case. Because I think some of like the main writers from The Simpsons jumped ship to Futurama.
Oh, so, okay.
Like, it was which if there was some kind of like hostility there would have been like, you leave, but you can never come back. And that wasn't the case. The writers jumped back and forth a lot, I think. So Smithers tries out a bunch of families and eventually settles on The Simpsons. And it's kind of like when they make video games. That's what I think of.
Yeah.
And then like, oh yeah, because it's the whole family. And they're like, well, we don't need you, Homer, because Burns is going to be the dad. So you just get, and Homer's all sad about not being included. And then we get to see Maggie, Lisa, Bart, and Marge in those like green bodysuits with the ping pong balls everywhere. So like they could fucking make it into graphics for fucking some kind of CGI.
The mocap suits, motion capture.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. My favorite, like they don't spend any time on it. It's just, did you notice is the whole joke, because those suits are like, like a skin suit, but with ping pong balls all over. Yeah. They're playing ping pong, and there's one of those ping pong balls on the ping pong ball.
Oh, really?
Which I didn't even notice. Look at that. That's so dumb.
That's good.
That's
Holy
so
shit, that is
funny.
dumb. Yeah, but that is funny.
That's a good joke.
Yeah. Because, I think that's what he sees. It's like originally it's just like Marge, like ironing, Maggie being a baby, and then the two older kids playing ping pong. And his head, that's just, domestic bliss. So
how much ping pong you play? You a ping pong player?
Oof, barely any.
Barely any?
Barely any.
Oh, okay.
I have friends that were into it too, but
I played a lot of ping pong in college because there was one in the Union building, like in the arcade.
How do you think your skills were?
Not good.
Not playing for pink slips?
No, not paying. No, I wasn't fucking betting my commissary money or anything. It was ping pong's one of those things you think you're all right at ping pong
until you meet a good guy.
Until you meet someone who's good at fucking ping pong. Same with pool,
foosball.
Foosball, another one. Like, everybody's good at foosball, right? Not until you meet someone who actually is good at foosball.
Do clean passes, which makes no sense to me. Like,
I know a guy.
I know two.
Who's an amazing foosball player, and it's like, what do you? Wait, you know where the ball's going to go?
Yeah, right.
I don't understand.
I'm happy if my guy doesn't accidentally kick it back into my own goal.
Yep, 100%.
That's what I'm excited about.
Or if I can get the foosball downfield without hitting one of my own guys in the back.
Oh, my God,
stopping progress altogether. But you run into people who are fucking good at ping pong. It's terrifying.
Yeah. They're very aggressive. They're very loud.
You know you're in trouble when it's like, want to play ping pong? Yeah, absolutely. And he posts up at his end of the table about 6 feet away from the table. Yeah. You're like, oh, no. Oh, I've made horrible mistakes.
Where I'm from, you're belly up to the table.
Yeah. I forget whose joke it is, but there's a joke, something along the lines of playing ping pong is depressing because I know that no matter how good I get, I'll never be as good as a wall.
Well, that's true. I never thought of that.
I forget whose joke that is, but that's very funny.
Burns is very excited about this. He loves this whole idea of a virtual family. So he informs Marge that they will be living with him for the next 10 fucking years.
He buys them for 10 years.
She calls Homer very apologetic, this and that. Well, you'll have to take care of yourself. We're stuck here. And then he's bummed about this because part of it, he's lazy. He needs someone to take care of him. But part of it, he genuinely misses his family. So he ends up going to Moe's just to kind of fucking, have a few depression beers. And I think it's like Lenny and Carl and Moe maybe working like as a team, like, well, it's not good, but you can just kind of live how you want. It's like, what? Yeah. It's like, and then the light bulb goes off. He's like, yeah, I can just drink beer at home. And like Moe's like, wait, no. It's like, it'd be so much cheaper. No, you can't do that.
Plus, you're kind of mean.
Yeah. He pulls a shotgun on him. Like, that's exactly my point. Like, why do you have that shotgun? So we get fucking, from that point on, we get Homer at home and like leaning into it. We get, I think we get the Cream song playing in the background. I'm free.
Yep, that's what it is.
What a good song.
This whole montage.
The hardest I've laughed in so fucking long.
Oh my God. It's so fucking funny.
It's like flour, sugar, pancake, banana, or like pancake mix, banana in the microwave.
And a whole jug of chocolate syrup.
Yep, that's what it is. Yep. And then we just cut to him in front of the TV eating over a flipped over microwave, like it's a Tupperware container.
He's got it on his lap, the whole microwave on his lap with the door facing up and it's open, and he's eating out of it with a soup ladle.
Yeah.
Holy Christ, I was dying.
And then him on the couch with a tipped over lawnmower to be like acting as like a fucking box fan.
Yep, that he's hucking peanut shells into.
And he's like, kind of getting fucking, nodding out from the fumes. So he just gets just close over and cuts his hair.
Yep.
And that jolts him back a little. Fuck, did I laugh at this run here.
And then in the kitchen, he's got the hammock strung up in the kitchen. So when he swings one way, he can get a beer out of the fridge. And when he reaches the other end of the swing, he can reach the garbage can to throw the empty bottle away. So,
most of which are landing in Burns's bird bath.
Flanders'
Flanders,
bird bath.
Flanders' bird bath, yeah.
Maybe my favorite, I don't know. My favorite is that fucking microwave. A, because of the shit he puts in it. B, because it explodes.
Yeah.
And then C, the image of him eating out of it. But in a close second is him watching all of the Police Academy DVDs at once. He's got one in the computer, one in a television, one in a different... and then he's in the middle... Spinning on an office chair.
Happier than he's ever been.
To watch all the Police Academies simultaneously. Oh, shit.
Bet some of those late ones are rough to finish.
I bet I've definitely seen the first one, and I probably saw one other one, but couldn't tell you which.
But I've seen 5.
You think they're good still? How do you think they hold up?
I wonder.
Like, are they A, still funny, or are they B, problematic?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm curious.
Yeah. I bet. I don't know if they would age well, because they weren't well regarded when they came out.
Oh.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Yet another movie franchise that had no business becoming a children's cartoon.
Oh, you're right. I forget that couldn't have lasted very long.
No, there's no way.
Yeah. And it's while he's living this fucking, it's not even like how a college kid would live. It's like how a fucking 3-year-old would live if it grew, like it just became an adult.
Or a complete lunatic.
Yeah. So he is now on the roof, naked, drinking beer, and he hears a voice call over, and he's nervous because he's naked on the roof. It's just the lady that I think Simpsons geography. It's the one that lives behind their house.
Yes, so
it's
their
not next door.
Are adjacent.
So like they're alley buddies, and she's a woman about his age and is into all the shit he's into, like food and fucking sports and fucking beer, and they really hit it off. To the point, like, I think they kind of have a couple other little planned fun things while Marge is gone. Because Homer, you can tell, is very nervous about all this. Like, he makes the point. Yeah, they're eating one time, and Lenny and Carl stumble on it.
Yep.
Yeah. And they like run away, like scared, like giggling towards each other. Like, God, Lenny and Carl are such a good addition to this fucking show. While all this is going on, Homer's making a new friend. Meanwhile, Burns is turning into just a tyrannical dictator and burning out Marge and the kids. Like, they are no longer having fun. Lisa won't deliver her lines with any conviction because it's basically just, I love you, daddy, all the time.
He's like an insane director.
Yeah.
He's like a Kubrick.
Yeah. Yeah, the amount, like, it's just ripping these people a new asshole and like bursting through the door. And Smithers like, okay, you heard the man, a great job, but just a little more energy.
You get some fun scenes of like them in the VO booth and Marge reading her lines and then being like, do I ever get a joke? Like, that's fun.
That was good. So eventually, I don't know if it's one thing, but like they are done with like working for Burns. Or no, he fires them.
Yeah.
He realizes, I don't fucking need this.
Well, he sees he looks at a future program and sees that Bart is going to be a Harvard man.
Yeah,
is the final straw.
That's too depressing of a future to imagine.
Yeah, so he calls it off.
Yeah, Maggie is a pregnant teenager.
Yep.
What's Lisa? I can't picture it.
I think in that scene she's just a college graduate, but there is some joke there that I don't remember.
She's going to go off and do some nonprofit, then go to grad school or something like that.
And he's like, well, there's one black sheep in every family.
Yeah, she wants to help the poor. He's just baffled by that.
Help the homeless.
Yeah. So Burns has kicked them out. So the Simpson family goes back to their home. And Marge is furious as soon as she hears about Homer's new friend. I think he's talking to her on the phone when they walk. And Marge fucking immediately loses her shit.
This is dumb.
Yep. Like this part, I loved this episode up until here. It's like, this seems really...
Same here.
Why would, like, if anything about Homer, Homie's been loyal.
Right. Like really...
Yeah, like
you fucking you assume Homer's fucking plugging the lady in the backyard. What's the matter with you?
Yeah. So she's like legit gonna hurt Homer physically, and that's when the neighbor lady comes over. We get her name. Can you remember? Julia. Voiced
by I don't know this woman, but her name is Allison Janney.
Oh yeah, you would if you saw her.
She's from West Wing, apparently. Is her big thing.
She's on a long-running CBS sitcom called Mom. She's Mom.
Okay.
Yeah. Tall for a woman, like a good 6'1".
Oh, good for her.
Yeah. that's very like good for you if that's what you want, lady.
Yeah, as if she chose it. Like how brave of you.
She got there through determination. I turned 40 years old. I was 5'4". I'm like, never again.
I don't respect short people because I think they made that choice and they're weak. Yeah,
they weren't ready to stick out enough.
You just couldn't stick it out, huh?
Just want to blend in too much. Yeah.
Fucking puss.
So she shows up and assures Marge that there's nothing between them. And also, hey, just so you know, Homer is fucking nuts about you. He was talking about you all the time.
Yeah.
And then it turns out she was engaged or married to an airline pilot.
Yeah.
That was like, so she was like, no, I'm not even single either. So there's nothing between them.
Yeah, there was nothing untoward between Homer and Julia.
Yeah.
And for fucking, and like, all throughout this episode, it's not just this last bit, but all throughout this episode, everyone around them also is like, what? Platonic?
Yeah.
You can't be, there's certainly something else going on here. It's like, what the fuck is this story? Like, what is...
Now that I think about it, any one of my married buddies, if they were just to go out and have a lunch with a woman that their wife doesn't know, would be weird. Like...
Why?
Because I don't know, man. It's weird.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think it should be met with fucking homicidal rage like Marge.
like Marge, yeah.
Like, what are you guys up to? Who's this? Like any wife would be like, interesting.
Oh, who's that?
Yeah.
Well, like, that's it. Like genuine curiosity of, who's that? Not... I don't understand things.
Marriage is a funny thing. One thing that I did enjoy is at the end, it's Burns having one last little run with the VR machine, and he's this is the only the part I need. It's him dying. It's his fight, looking at the kids, and they're like above him, and then it's him in hell. And I mean, it's pretty graphic hell, and he's loving it, you know? And that's when Smithers walks in and notices it's unplugged. Like, that's all in his head.
Yeah,
like,
he's just imagining this.
Yeah, that was good.
And when he gets to hell, the devil is so excited to see him that he takes a selfie with him. Like, that's how evil Burns is.
Yeah. So, besides the weirdness of Marge freaking out, it just didn't fit for me. But other than that, I fucking laughed. That fucking microwave, the whole him living on his own scene, so insane.
This episode is very good.
Yep.
There's a moment where Homer's at work. It's somewhere in the middle, but Homer's at work at his station, and behind him, Burns has the fucking VR headset on, and he goes goose stepping, Nazi saluting past the door. Like, whoa, what the hell?
I was like, wonder what he's watching now, and he says home movies.
Home movies.
Yeah. So yeah, this was. God, yeah, I laughed more at this than I have in many an episode. Even I thought this was funnier than the first one. I don't necessarily think if it was better, but I laughed
Pure
more at
laughs,
this one.
yeah, I'm with you there.
Yep.
This is a fucking good episode.
Fucking the whole fucking fat Barbie. It's curvy Barbie. And then you'll have to buy all new clothes. Like,
yeah.
Like rational. Like they've had this argument a lot.
It's so good.
Oh, can you give him indifference, hon?
I'm going to say 2 banger episodes back to back. We are off and fucking running in season 28.
Enjoyable.
Let's see if it keeps rolling. Episode 3 is The Town. Homer rushes out the door to go watch the football game at Moe's. It's the Springfield Adams and the Boston Americans, which are so clearly just the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
Same colors, based out of Boston, same coach.
I'm trying to think. At one time, the New England Patriots were based in Boston. They were that's like the old AFL days, and they might have been the Americans back then.
Really?
Yeah, I was thinking that their early proto-Patriots might have been called the Americans.
I thought that it was strange, like NFL is on Fox. Why can't we just call it the New England Patriots?
Yeah.
Or maybe they would have a problem
Yeah,
with it. But we use fake names and we use fake logos.
6-time Mega Bowl champions.
Yeah.
Can't say Super Bowl as you've mentioned before.
They must not have had it that year. So, a little weird that we use fake names for everything. But Family Guy talks about the Patriots. Everyone on that show is a Patriots fan. Yeah, I thought it was a little strange that we have stand-in names here. But they, of course, they all hate Boston because they're a bunch of cheaters and they have a handsome quarterback. They're watching the game and it's close and they're winning, but Boston wins by cheating. The fucking sexy quarterback throws it to the mascot who was on the roster.
The 53-man rooster had been declared an eligible receiver. Yeah. One of those. I do like that in the occasional NFL game where they do some fucking wacky shit and they make the tackle eligible. So some 375-pound guy's catching a touchdown and having the time of his life.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
That's what the football feels like.
They've got to have a club of O-linemen who have scored a touchdown. Yeah. They get together once a year. Yeah.
Oh, my God. And then there's a couple coaches. Bill Parcells, he'd run that a lot. I think his name was Jumbo Elliott. Caught multiple touchdowns in his life.
What an amazing name.
Yeah, that dude has sleep apnea. I'll tell you that right now. Offensive lineman in his 50s.
Jumbo Elliott is either the name of an NFL offensive lineman or the nickname for somebody's hog.
Yeah. I don't want to see Jumbo Elliott. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but...
This whole time while they're watching the football game at Moe's, there's an obnoxious group of Boston fans there that are all fucking jeering and being fucking Boston fans.
One of which I'm almost certain is voiced by Bill Burr.
One of them absolutely is. There's a handful of guest stars.
Rachel Dratch at one time plays a doctor.
Yep, she's a doctor in this episode.
Those are the two voices I picked up,
The handsome quarterback is voiced by motherfucking Michael Chiklis.
Really?
Of The Shield.
No shit.
Yep, and Fantastic Four fame. I picked
the commish.
That one. Yep, the commish. I picked that one out pretty immediately, as you can imagine. I was like, Vic Mackey's on The Simpsons. That's cool. Good for him. So Boston wins by cheating, and Homer is bummed out and mad, goes home, and Bart is wearing a goddamn Boston Americans cap. And Homer loses his mind.
It's probably different if you're in the city, and it means more to you because it's your hometown team.
Sure.
My dad likes the Vikings. He could give less than a shit. My brother likes the Cowboys. That. Yeah. He did not lose 1 ounce of sleep over that.
Yeah, I'm sure it's different if you're a Yankees fan and your son brings home a Red Sox jersey, then maybe. But
I bet you get in some of those really fucking long standing rivalries, it's if you marry someone it's almost like marrying out of your religion.
Yeah. It's like Montagues and Capulets.
Yeah, you fucking bring, I bet in Green Bay, fucking, you're wearing a purple Viking sweatshirt. People are like, fuck, really? You're just gonna bring good bad enough she married him. Now he's gonna come to our fucking game. Yeah. But she and I'm a fucking sports idiot, but Jesus Christ, get a fucking life.
Yeah, no shit. Bart insists on being a fucking Boston fan, and you find out why. He sort of explains that he identifies with shitty Bostonians.
Yeah, like the town, like criminals.
Yep. Like, oh, they're criminals and they're shitty. Like that's why he likes Boston.
Doing like underhand, like unloading stolen merch and stuff like that.
Yeah. He references the town a lot in an episode called The Town, which I remember being an okay movie.
I enjoyed The Town.
I remember being like, yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it in a while, but I remember it being good anyway.
Jeremy Renner, Ben Affleck.
You got it.
Yeah.
Dressed as nun
Something
masks for the bank robbery.
I think I always remember, I was like, that's interesting. When they're robbing, one guy is stabbing 2 things of bleach and it's just spraying bleach everywhere so they can't get any DNA evidence to link you to the crime.
Oh, sure.
I was like, what the fuck is all this about? But like, okay, like look at these science boys. Seem illiterate, but apparently they fucking read enough that bleach will kill any DNA.
Can't say any word with an R in it, but they know bleach. In the Boondock Saints, they use ammonia to cover up the blood.
Interesting.
To eliminate DNA. Also in Boston.
Yep. Oh, yeah, good call. That is a Massachusetts movie.
So apparently everybody in Boston knows how to get away with crimes.
Yeah.
Homer's answer to this, to get Bart to not be a Boston Americans fan, he's going to take the family on what he calls a hate-cation. Yeah. So we'll go to Boston, we'll see how shitty it is, and then you won't want to root for Boston anymore. That's the whole premise, and the Simpsons are going to Boston.
Yeah, and this is where this happens in the Simpsons every once in a while, where they lean so endlessly hard into the theme of the episode. We're like, oh my God, who is this obsessed with Boston? It's so endless. Homer's just all-encompassing hatred. And then, I don't want to jump ahead, they're all-encompassing love for it. Mm-hmm. It just felt a little forced. Still enjoyed the episode, but it's like, God damn it, lay off the gas every once in a while, you know?
I'll just get it out of the way at this point. I thought this episode was great.
Okay.
I loved this episode a lot because Boston is fun to laugh at.
Yeah.
We get to the city. The traffic is shitty. The people are garbage. That guy hucks a big gulp at him because he's got to get to the Bruins game.
One thing I noticed, if you can keep pausing, there are so many insane, deep Boston references. There has to be a ton of East Coast writers. Like what the Fountain Cup was from some Boston chain of gas stations.
Oh, really?
You look at cursive writing and shit.
Okay.
And at one time when they're in a hotel, there's a tiny little framed picture above the bed that says The Movie Loft with just a picture of an older gentleman. I Googled it. That was some fucking local TV station movie host in like the 60s. And it's like, welcome to the Movie Loft with so-and-so. Tonight we're going to watch... What a fucking... That hasn't been on the air in 35 years. Like, what a deep cut.
Awesome. I like how... Like, this is a real specific thing that they go so hard on, which I really liked. Like, they mine every last piece of ore out of Boston.
Yeah, they made not a lot of whole Boston stones left unturned.
Homer is like, they're in like a town square and Homer's bragging on Boston, tips over a cart full of bobbleheads that like take him out. And so he assumes, and we, the audience, assume that everyone's going to just fucking step over him because Boston sucks and so do the people in it. But they all immediately go to help him. The lady who you mentioned is a doctor, like pulls a bobblehead out of his throat that was choking him. And then they like calmly explain like, yeah, we have lots of doctors who live here and our state healthcare system is, this, that, and the other, like pleading their case of actually Boston's fantastic and here's why.
I wish I could think of the name of the bobblehead they pulled out of his throat because it was someone Boston adjacent.
Yeah, like a Red Sox player or something like that. Yeah. Lisa and Marge go off on their own. They're like going through the park, and Marge is like, she stops to go at a little fountain-looking thing. She's like, "Ooh, complimentary sunscreen! How progressive!" And she's putting it on, and my pale ass immediately goes, "Oh God, I wonder if that's a thing in cities.
Oh, that'd be nice.
If there are cities that have sunscreen dispensers at the park, I would move there today. I go through so fucking much sunscreen, my pale ass.
Never owned sunscreen.
Do you just burn like an idiot?
Yeah,
Okay.
just fucking grit your teeth.
Okay.
But usually, though, if I play it smart, I get that base coat, I'm good. I get that base coat, then I got to really fuck up to burn.
Okay.
I got to be fucking parading around in my fucking undies or something. Like, my arms and face, they get the base coat, they're ready.
See, I got to spend a week and a half building up to a base coat because, like just being in the sun for an hour with nothing on that first sunny day of the year, that's the equivalent of going 0 to 100.
Ah, no shit.
So I got to build up to a base coat.
I shouldn't be this pasty. I got to work to be this pasty. Involves a lot of basement dwelling. I should have a nice tan at all times. Everyone else in my family does.
Not me. I'm fucking white as shit. Fish belly white. And that's when Lisa sees that there's all these different flavors of nerd there, because I suppose there's a lot of universities
Oh
there.
my God, it's nuts. Because Boston's the only East Coast city I've been to. Every fifth fucking block is a giant, maybe not even so much giant in size. They're not like Big Ten, 40,000, but like college. Oh, MIT, Boston College, Boston University, motherfucking Harvard, Brandeis, however they pronounce that shit.
Plus
like
24 that you've never heard of.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like how much of that city is college student.
Yeah, she's like going through like, oh my God, they got this kind of nerd and that kind of nerd. Oh, VR nerds and Magic the Gathering nerds. She's very thrilled.
She is, having the time of her life.
She's like squirming. She's so happy. Like just
yeah.
Homer still hates it. He and Bart are out and they go to a bowling alley, and I have no idea what this is.
Candlepin bowling?
Candlepin bowling.
I didn't know it was a Massachusetts thing because I'm pretty sure it's a Canadian thing too.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I didn't know about the third strike.
That you get three balls?
Or if you get 3 balls, yeah. Like, and what a weird, it's so peculiar, just these posts.
Yeah, the pins are narrow. They're like a post. Yes, exactly. They're not, kind of eggplant shaped the way a bowling pin is.
And the ball, but the size of a grapefruit, looks like.
It's small. It's like softball size, maybe a little bigger.
Yeah, no holes in it. You just fucking.
Yeah, you just huck it.
Grip it and flip it.
Weird.
Yeah.
It makes me want to try it because I hate bowling.
I'm a horseshit bowler.
I am an awful bowler.
I think I'd like it if I wasn't so dog dick at it.
I would probably, I don't know, that I would like it more if I weren't so dog dick at it.
Embarrassing myself out there.
Yeah. Fuck it. I bet I have broken 100 twice in my life. I am an awful bowler.
I think I hit a 120 once, and I was feeling good about myself.
Did you retire on top?
Yeah, I should quit.
We're done.
Yeah, hang it up.
So Homer, it turns out, loves candlepin bowling, and as such, loves Boston.
This is where it lost me, but I was still enjoying myself.
He turns so fast.
There's an insane reference as they're looking at different like Boston places. I don't know if it's this bowling alley or not. The fucking name of it is The Lanes of Eddie Coyle, which is a fucking reference to an early 70s movie called The Friends of Eddie Coyle, starring Robert Mitchum. It's such a fucking who or why? Like, we need to do this. So 17 people in America will fucking, good movie. I'll tell you that.
There's a long montage of them candlepin bowling at different candlepin bowling lanes.
Yeah.
One of which it's during that montage where that Eddie Coyle one is seen. One of the other ones is Yankees Suck Lane or Lanes, and then another is Lakers Suck Lanes.
Yeah, I got a kick out of that.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. The Lakers, especially, it's like no originality.
Yeah. We also see that they have their own Statue of Liberty that is Larry Bird.
Yeah.
It's a giant Larry Bird out in the water.
And if you know Larry Bird, you know what that's from. It's same with his warm-up jersey on, putting his one finger in the air.
Yeah.
That's after he won his last three-point shooting contest.
Oh, is that what that is?
Because he shot it, put the finger in the air before it went in. The true G that he is.
I saw a photo of Larry Bird. I think it was part of a meme of like this is what athletes used to look like or something. And it was a collection of bad photos, one of which being Larry fucking Bird with his fucking creepo mustache and his half a bowl cut. Looks like he cut it himself.
There was a time early in his career, it looks like he cut his hair on the bus ride to the game.
It's insane.
That man was rich.
Bro, you're a professional athlete.
he signed the biggest rookie deal ever, which granted back then was only like $1 million a year, but $1 million a fucking year in 1980. You can afford to go to a fucking hair lady.
A real barber.
Yeah, Jesus. And that guy would be out there talking shit to your face the whole time and embarrassing your team. It made no sense. Like when people talk about glitches in the Matrix. Larry Bird was a glitch in the Matrix.
Absolutely, yes, 100%.
Doesn't add up.
So now they all love Boston, so much so that they're going to fucking move there.
Yeah.
Like Marge, there was also that moment back at the sunscreen in the park where Marge is like, oh my God, how progressive. And then she shouts to a woman who's jogging, hey, do you vaccinate your kids? And she goes, yeah, of course. And Marge goes, but not too progressive.
Yeah, not stupid progressive.
Yeah, not stupid progressive. Like, this is around then.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that was very funny. So Marge loves how progressive it is. Lisa likes all the schools and the nerds. Bart was on board to begin with, and now Homer likes candlepin bowling. So fuck it, let's move to Boston. And they do. And Homer gets a job as a safety inspector at a candy factory.
I'm assuming it's supposed to be Necco wafers. Isn't that the candy?
I have no idea. What is that?
Like, well, Necco, I don't know what you would consider them like. They're a fruit flavored tart type fucking disc candy. It's kind of like you got Necco wafers in your Halloween candy. You're like, what the fuck? Like
it's not a good one.
No, it's like, I mean, at least not when you're excited about it. You ain't saying no to it because you're a kid, but
sure.
Like, it just feels old timey. You know?
Like a Smarties?
I think so. In my head, I'm picturing like but I don't know if they have a candy coating, if that makes sense. They're definitely like quarter-sized discs. It's like Sprees is what I'm thinking. Or they maybe not even like treated. Like they don't have the fucking, like the fucking, anti-glare spray on it. Like it's the base coat paint job. They don't got the
gloss finish. Yeah, they got matte.
Yeah. Now, fuck, we need to go buy something. You get a good gas station, there'll be a Necco fucking choice.
I kind of half think that I might have seen the logo in amongst, like, sometimes you catch a gas station that has an old-timey shelf by the register.
Get a Zagnut bar,
blackjack gum and
Cowtail or
candy cigarettes or Bazooka Joe bubble gum, and then because I feel they show the logo and I feel like I've seen the logo, but the word wafer really throws me.
Yeah, so that's making me wonder if I'm wrong, but yeah, I feel like they're a tart fruity thing, but fuck, now I'm questioning everything.
Who knows? What if no one will ever know?
Yeah.
There's no way
to find out. If only we had a time machine.
So Bart and Lisa go to school. Lisa, of course, loves school so much because the schools are so good,
advanced.
And Bart, in the meantime, gets intentionally sent to detention because he thinks that's where he's going to meet the bad boys.
Meet his crew.
So that's where he's going to meet his bank robbing crew because he insists that this is the town.
He's in for a rude awakening.
I like that he's even dressing. He's dressing with like a hoodie and a fucking cross on a chain.
Yeah, I need one of those X necklaces to kiss.
He goes to detention, and all the kids are so fucking lame. They're just like, they're not bad boys.
Singing show tunes.
They just have like energy. They just have like a chaotic energy. Yeah. So this is where they get it all out. And they're singing an a cappella version of Shipping Up to Boston.
Yeah. Very showy. A lot of choreography going on.
Yeah, they're a real fucking jazz hands kind of crew. So now Bart hates it because he sees that like, oh, actually everything is all culture and education and shit.
Because he sees like a group of shifty guys in the dark unloading a truck or loading a truck. Turns out it's like laptops for Rwanda or something like that. Like,
he's like, oh, they must be. They're pulling off a case because he ends up in Southie because he thinks that's where all the badasses are. Yeah. And they must be robbing the place. And the one says something along the lines of hey, keep it up, guys. These solar-powered laptops for Rwanda aren't going to donate themselves.
And Bart gets real sad real quick.
Oh, it's so good. So Bart hates it, but he's the only one. There's a moment where Lisa is like, it's okay, Bart. Nobody likes being an outcast. That's how I felt in Springfield, and gets him by the collar and is like, and I sucked it up for 8 years, Bart.
Now it's your turn.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Bart, of course, determined to ruin this, takes the family to a Boston Americans like celebration parade.
Yeah.
And the fake Tom Brady is there. We get a fake Gronkowski.
Like offensive.
Who's like a caveman.
Yeah, like that dude is a fucking mess.
Holy shit. Yeah, a lot of like
caveman. Yeah.
Holy shit.
He sounds like what Big Moose would sound like in an Archie comic. Yeah. Hey, Archie.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's borderline too far.
Yeah,
Like, whoa.
like, he's a normal person.
Oh god, it's so good.
It's like to have a good time.
So this kind of this gets Homer eye twitching a little bit because he hates the fucking Boston Americans. And they're like, Bart, of course, ringleading this, is like, we should get hats, and everybody in the family has a hat, and caveman Gronk gives Homer a hat, and he like can't put it on. He's just like, no, and he's
trying.
You see him fighting with himself.
Yeah.
It's like there's a force field around
like
his head.
Two magnets
that
to
he
like,
can't push through. Just don't. And finally can't do it, rips the hat in half. And then pretty immediately, we're just back in Springfield, moving back into
Apparently
the house.
that's an unforgivable sin in that progressive city.
Yeah, can't do it. And they're kind of like, we tried and we couldn't, but it's going to be okay. And then they start sour graping a little of like, this wasn't that good, or that wasn't that good anyway. And as they walk into the kitchen, Homer says, not to mention all the unspoken racism. And Marge, without missing a beat, goes, it wasn't that unspoken. Holy shit. Because Boston has that reputation of being a very racist city.
And now Bart's back to wearing a Springfield Adams hat. That's how you kind of know, that chapter's closed.
Yeah, now he's an Adams fan like his dad. And then we end on Lisa having a fucking mental breakdown. She's just staring into the middle distance all blankly, and you see in her head it's the teacher that she had met earlier beckoning her to come into the classroom, and there's a light coming out of the door, and then it cuts back to reality, her standing in front of the open refrigerator door just staring into it. And Homer's like, this will probably be okay, and reaches past her to take a beer, and that's how we end, is her just staring into the refrigerator.
Because I think Lisa's like, or Marge's like, I'm sorry, Lisa, that you'll get to go to Boston when you're older. And it's like, what are you talking about, Mom? I'm in Boston right now.
I'm still in Boston, Mom. Yeah. This episode whips fucking ass. I like this episode.
I think I'm a little less on it than you are, but it's still very good.
I think it's third of 3 so far, but it's still super fucking good.
It'd be a top 3 episode of season 27.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're 3 episodes in, and this season rules.
Way better than season.
I am very high on it so far.
I sometimes struggle to keep them in order, but season 27 and even more so than 20. Season 27 is one of the lower ones for me, I think, so far.
And I think that you say that every season. I think you have said that for 10 straight seasons on this show. Last season wasn't very good. I think you could sell a T-shirt that says last season wasn't very good.
I think
that is dangerously close to being your getter done.
I think 19, 20, 21 was, but now that I think about it, there has been 4 or 5, 6 seasons in a row now. It's like, he ain't doing a whole lot for me, but I'm still enjoying it. But I would say 27's definitely had just no peak. Every other one usually had a couple nice peaks in it, but there wasn't one really in 27.
I think 27 was pretty good through most of it, but I agree, not a lot of spikes either way, good or bad.
And I need the spikes. I need a spike. These were spikes.
You're a spiky boy.
Yeah, I'm a spike. I don't deny it. We're now up to episode 4, Treehouse of Horror 27. 27 of
27.
Insanity.
Yeah.
And another special thing about this one, the 600th episode.
That's fun that a milestone one landed on the Treehouse.
Fell on that, yeah. The first, we kind of get 2 intros. One is for it being the 600th.
We get an intro and a couch gag.
Yep. That's kind of what. Yeah, you're right. We get a couch gag on a horror episode, which that might be the first.
I don't think we usually do.
No. Usually it's just a more involved intro of some kind.
Yeah, which we also get.
Yeah. For the first of the 3 is called Dry Hard. It's some kind of dystopian future where everything is a desert wasteland. I think the city still exists. It's just run down.
Yes,
Yeah.
and there's no water.
Yeah.
Like the city does exist, though. This is half Mad Max Fury Road and half Hunger Games.
What a weird mashup.
Yeah.
I didn't pick up on the Mad Max part until later on.
See, I started with, are we doing Mad Max Thunder Road? Because, like, 2016, that movie would have been a couple years old, and the Simpsons are always a little behind.
Yeah.
And, like, as soon as it's, like, extreme drought, I was like, okay, here we go. And Burns controls all the water.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
And he's also almost like a militaristic, like, warlord leader, like dictator type. And he does a thing where every year he has a contest where children fight to the death, and the winner gets a day in his personal reservoir.
Yeah.
Basically a day at a water park. You got to kill all of your friends for a day at the park. So totally Hunger Games. Lisa's selected. And she's trained by a Homer, but his name is Homish. He's like a drunk who apparently, I'm assuming, is good at helping, a good trainer because he must have survived it as a kid.
I guess.
Yeah.
I just chalked this up to, I've never seen any of those movies.
I have. So, like, they're actually okay. But I mean, it's a fun concept. Kids fighting to the death.
Yeah,
but
it was great when Battle Royale did it.
Great when, like, they didn't fight in it, but I always felt like both of those kind of aped a Stephen King novella called The Long Walk.
Oh, I thought you were going to say The Running Man, which is also kind of that.
Yeah, a futuristic entertainment
game show where you murder each other. Yeah. Although that's more don't get murdered by the house murderers than it is murder each other.
It's murder blackjack versus murder poker.
Yeah.
Like, you're playing against the house in Running Man.
One is murder poker and the other is murder American Gladiators.
Yeah. I don't know. I think American Gladiators, you're also playing against the house. The Gladiators are
Which
the house.
you are in Running Man.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Like the Running Man, like you ever watch the movie? They're just American Gladiators. They have fun names
saws
and gimmicks.
Flamethrowers. Yeah. That weird fucking, is he opera singing one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a singing one. What's his name? Who's an actual game show host? Is the host of the show?
Oh man, the guy that did Ray or Roy was the original Family Feud host for years.
Yeah, Ray Combs?
No, see, that's what I'm thinking. I think Ray or Roy Combs was the guy after this dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That guy, I think, fucked himself up bad on like a jet ski accident, and his face never looked the same, so he couldn't be on TV anymore. Kind of a bummer. Got Brutus Beefcake. Brutus Beefcake was able to come back.
Well, Family Feud's like the cursed hosting gig, right? Because there was that guy who had that. There was another Family Feud host who cheesed himself, and then
that's Ray Combs.
There we go.
Yeah.
And then Louis Anderson had that big embezzlement scandal.
Really?
Where there was, I don't remember the specifics, but there was something with that. And now it's Steve Harvey who seems to be okay.
Yeah. But then there's two other ones that were there for a second.
Richard Karn.
Yeah. And then also the guy that played Jay Peterman in Seinfeld. The white-haired actor.
Oh, yes.
Elaine's boss.
Yep, I forget that actor's
He was
name.
there for a blink and you miss it.
Yeah.
God, I can't think of his name. Doesn't matter. He's Jay Peterman forever.
In my mind, that guy and Tom Bergeron are the same person. I confuse the two of them pretty much all the time.
How did he get famous? Was it like... Was he just a guy fucking digging ditches? Like, hey, Bob Saget's sick of doing America's Funniest Videos.
Yeah, well, we need somebody to do
because that's
Hollywood
what I know
Squares.
him from.
I know him from Hollywood Squares.
Yeah. So he was a game show host that would have got America's Funniest Videos, which they might still be fucking making.
I think they are.
That's amazing.
I think AFV is still on the air.
I bet it's just so fucking cheap to make.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And I'm sure you're just pulling videos off of YouTube.
At this point, is anyone sending in tapes? God, that'd be great.
God, I hope so.
Yeah, they're like purists. They just only will take.
Gotta be on home video.
They have like footage of aliens, but they won't show it because if they erase it, we erase all emails. Like, has to be tape, has to be fucking snail mail. So back to the fucking Hunger Games. Lisa's selected and she's trained by Homish. And and Lisa wants nothing about doing any of this killing and stuff. But there's a good scene where Marge is like trying to pack her with a bunch of hidden weapons, but she's just a fucking oh man, the fucking thing you hang from a tree and you hit with a stick.
Pinata.
She's a pinata of weapons.
Yes.
Like she falls over and there's guns going off. There's throwing stars and brass knuckles. It's fucking ridiculous. So, and kind of in the same way of the show, there's like a biosphere that they fight in.
Yeah,
that's
dome.
Full of cameras and shit. And they go in there and fucking Ralphie immediately jumps off his platform and it's all bombs.
Yeah.
So
Ralphie dies immediately.
Yeah. And just like in the show, it goes up on a screen in the air. It lets you know who died.
Okay, I figured that was a thing.
Yeah, and because it's aimed at teenage girls, there's got to be boys that are like perfect little boys that love the protagonist, and they both get killed by Homish.
Yeah.
Like he lands on them. Like can't trust anyone. You know, like
got to take out these dreamy boys.
Yeah. And then it gets down to the last few of them. I can't remember who's all left. I think Nelson's there. Milhouse is there. There's a handful of regulars, a few randos. The white sickly kid, Wendell gets killed right before they get freed because Lisa has the idea of like looking into the camera like, hey, why are we doing this? Instead of like fighting each other, let's band together and we can get out of here and we can take on Burns ourselves, which they're all watching because everyone watches it. And I think it's all, she's got a point. And that's what goddamn Barney finally gets some screen time. We get a little Barney in both of these, in a couple of these little shorts here, and breaks up the old Mr. Plow truck and breaks into the dome, allowing them to leave. Not before Milhouse shoots fucking Nelson in the back, just getting so proud of himself.
And fucking Flanders being like, oh, I don't know that we should try and topple Mr. Burns, and fucking Barney.
Oh my God, yeah.
Decapitates Flanders and sticks his head on a pike on the front of his snowplow. Hell yeah. That's fucking metal.
Mm-hmm. So now the Springfieldians are combining their forces, and now it's straight out of Mad Max. This is some good pause and look at the details, like who's in each car and shit.
Yep.
Like
it's that scene from Fury Road of all the cars coming at them.
Yep.
Like coming at the camera, and they have the swing, the ones on the
it's like the swinging
counterweight thing.
Yep. And like, there's one car it's Apu and his wife and the 8 kids.
Yeah.
Then there's like fucking, we get, who's the boxer? Why can't I think of his name? Dedrick Tatum. He has got like mechanical legs, like 2 flamethrowers on his shoulders. And then fucking Hans Moleman's head, he's just living that Krang life, is in the middle of this giant fucking cyborg that has like a fucking wheelie leg and a stick to push it. Like it's not a sound design.
It's a robot with a cane and 1 regular foot, and the bad foot is tank treads.
Yeah, so that was good. Like all the fucking vehicle design. Who's the musician? You know, there's the guitar player in Fury Road. There's one car that's like a music. Oh, it's fucking Willie with the bagpipes.
Oh yes,
that's
it is.
who it is.
He's the what's that character's name in Fury Road? Doof Warrior.
Really?
Is the guitar player.
No shit.
Dude, all of those characters in Fury Road, if you do enough Googling, George Miller wrote so much backstory for all of them. Like the Doof Warrior was like an abandoned feral child who lived in a cave and is blind, but like is good with sounds because he's blind, and like learned how to play this musical instrument, and that's where Morton Joe found him and fucking strapped him onto that speaker truck.
What the hell?
Yeah,
no shit.
It's wild. You do enough reading on Fury Road and you're like, somebody put so much thought into
each
everything.
Of these. No shit.
God, that movie is dope. Fury Road is like T2 Aliens level good action movie.
Yeah. I still like the Road Warrior more, but the fucking
really?
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, the Road Warrior
is like top 10 favorite movie of mine, I bet.
Yeah.
I fucking love that. That might be a lot of nostalgia talk. I saw that when I was pretty young.
And I didn't see Road Warrior till I was fucking probably in my 30s. Yeah. So
of all of those, I saw Mad Max when I was like 7 because it was on HBO.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it since. I've never seen, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Oh, Thunderdome?
I've never
Okay.
seen Thunderdome as an adult.
Yeah, Thunderdome's...
Weakest of the bunch.
It's the weakest of the four, yeah, but it's not bad. Thunderdome's fine.
And I watched Mad Max in my 20s, and it was fine, but like...
I think Mad Max is very good, but gets
Different.
overlooked because it's so much more subdued than all the rest.
Yeah, like it isn't a hell. It's but you can tell it's about to become a hellscape, but it ain't there yet.
Yeah, like the world is starting to end. By Road Warrior, it has been ended for a while.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like there's no
Towns. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
We're just fucking We're back to being like fucking nearly cave people.
Yeah, but
Or more
Mad Max is fucking good. Toe Cutter is great in that movie.
He's the main villain.
He's the main villain. Yeah. And then the same actor plays Immortan Joe in Fury
which I
Road.
thought was a nice touch.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So the horde of Springfieldians get to the big dam that holds the with no obstruction. There's no guards.
No.
Just right there. And I don't know what they use to like launch it, but like they fire something and they poke a hole in it. They got fucking water. Like that's simple. Took them this long. How many children died for fucking Burns' sick pleasure? But all the water comes up, but then the fucking ground just absorbs it all because it's so fucking dry.
Yeah.
Like, hey, and it's raining. Hey, things are gonna be better after all. And now it's like part 4 or part 2. Now it's fucking flooded. Now it's fucking water world.
Yep.
And it's like, well, this isn't good. It's fucking. I think that's when Burns' corpse floats by.
Yep.
And it's part 3. Now it's a Arctic wasteland, and Lisa's burning fucking Burns' corpse for heat. Thought that was a nice touch, but like. I almost think it's funny in these little shorts because like they don't have like how just quick the whole thing switches. You know, like
especially in the wrap up. These always wrap up so quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that it goes from like one flavor of apocalypse to the next to another one all super quickly just to end it.
Which I wonder if they're talking about something that did happen in those. If there's huge switches in those later Hunger Games movies or something.
That I don't know, having never seen any of them, but I was just assuming that they were going from one disaster movie apocalypse to the next, you know, drought, flood, and winter, you know, like Mad Max to Waterworld to Snowpiercer, all in one go.
Snowpiercer, good pull, yeah.
I've never seen the movie or the show, actually. I've heard they're both good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. Korean, possibly? I mean, it's mostly American cast, but it was
I have no idea.
It was like made to be a Korean movie. Like, oh fuck, this is good. This can be national, or this can be global. Isn't that funny? That
Good for them.
if that wouldn't have popped, it might have just been one of those. Oh, I got a buddy that loves Asian movies, so he told me to check this out.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Because there's those that do have a few Americans in them in the cast that you can. Oh, this was never released in theaters in the States. You know, like
Yeah, I had no idea that Snowpiercer had that behind it.
The next is BFF RIP. We find out the name of the black curly-haired girl. She's name is Janie.
Yep.
I'm sure we've gotten it before, but it was news to me.
Yeah, it's probably come up before, but
They're in the Springfield backyard, which we know we can tell by now. We've seen it enough times. Lisa's counting down hide and seek, and we see a lawnmower start itself. And as Lisa's counting the numbers and is ready to say ready or not, she gets fucking blood spray because fucking Janie's gotten lawnmowered, which Jesus Christ,
God damn.
8-year-old girl getting lawnmowered is pretty gnarly.
yeah, it's pretty fucking metal, right?
And she's at the funeral. Everyone's obviously fucking destroyed by the 8-year-old girl that got lawnmowered. And that's when the fucking twins, Sherry and Terry, come up. It's like, you're interesting now, Lisa. Your best friend died. Do you want to be our best friend? She's, well, thank you. I can really use. And the fucking tombstone topples on the fucking twins. Jesus Christ, there's another funeral. And now everyone's nervous about Lisa. So like all the kids on the bus are like shying away from her. Millhouse, he fucking got that itch. He can't say no. So he's like, you can sit with me, Lisa. Something about it. He's like his fucking lunchbox. He's like talking about what's in his lunch. And that's when this fucking apparition takes the fucking saran wrap and wraps it over Millhouse's face. And like, I think his last line was something like, I know mom shouldn't have double banged.
And like fairly graphic.
Yeah.
Like suffocating Millhouse.
Yeah. Fuck it. Yeah. So Millhouse dead as shit. So really going hard at the beginning of this one, which I appreciate. So at this point now, the cops are like being very suspicious about it. They're in Lisa's bedroom, and like they notice some kind of nail polish that they can match. Like, well, I haven't worn that nail polish in so long. And there's like, I used to wear that with my imaginary friend Rachel.
Yep.
And it's like, wait, what's this? So Lisa's arrested because fuck your imaginary friend, you killed Milhouse. And then that's when Rachel first like appears in like a spectral form. Like, or maybe she did with Milhouse too. I can't remember.
It was on the bus, yeah.
Yep. And just a brunette with glasses and is just like can't handle the fact that Lisa outgrew her. Like, well, like I'll be your only friend if I can't be your best friend.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then Marge is your best friend? Well, say goodbye to Marge. So Lisa's like, oh no, that can't happen. That's at that time a fucking manhole cover or like a trap door opens up. It's fucking Bart. You just want to get out of here or what? How casual he is about it. Like, they pay me to drop off bags. They seem real happy.
I don't
when
know
they
what's
get
in
them,
them, but they're always happy to see me. Yeah.
So he's a drug mule in a prison.
Yep.
So they escape, and you can kind of see where this is going, but it was still fun. Like, it was basically like a race to get to Marge before, and they don't. Marge is just doing shit around the house, and Rachel's there to kill her. And what does she throw at Marge? That goddamn fucking Snowball 2. Takes one fucking...
It's a butcher knife.
That's what it is.
A butcher knife.
And Marge has even seen the cat gets stabbed midair, lands in the garbage. Homer, in a fluid motion, grabs the garbage bag, not realizing the cat's dead in it, and takes it outside.
That was a great scene. The slow motion of Snowball seeing this knife coming at Marge and dives in front, real dramatic, Secret Service protecting the president style. Just gets fucking run through with this butcher knife.
We don't get a lot of fucking Snowball 2 compared to the dog.
Yeah, exactly. There's no, outside of the episodes where Snowball died and they replaced her with a different one, like, there's no... Snowball doesn't get the screen time.
Yeah. And at this point, they are now, Bart and Lisa are there, but it's still, how the hell do you stop a ghost, So now it's a battle against that. And that's when, like, well, no one else can see me. And that's when Homer's like, that's where you're wrong. What's he drinking? Logan's rum.
Logan's rum. Yeah.
I can see you. And I, too, have an imaginary friend. Is it Sergeant Sausage?
God damn it.
He's just a giant fucking bratwurst on a bun, like a big cartoon, like completely useless.
Yep.
And that's when, like, Rachel's like, well, I'm going to have to get rid of you. Like, you don't have to do that. He's like, I do. Like,
it's like a plucky cartoon character. Like, oh, gosh.
Yeah. He doesn't even have any fucking fight. And fucking Rachel jams a 6-foot-tall sausage man into the fucking microwave and just cranks it. He pops. You got to put slits for the love of God. Which was pretty fucking good. So fucking Rachel seems unstoppable. That's when Lisa realizes you can just use your mind. I'm just going to turn you into a middle-aged woman.
Yeah.
And that's what she does. Like, makes her in her like 30s or 40s with like this fucking schlubby husband and shit like that. So basically destroys Rachel's will to exist. So she just fades. Oh, there's another good part where like, it's right when they get out of the prison. What are they? Do they come out of a fucking thing of used needles? Or what do they come out of, like a barrel is what they sneak out of? Something unsanitary.
Oh, yeah, because they sneak out of the prison, like, in the trash that they're throwing away. But I forget what the trash is.
It's one particular thing.
Yeah, it is something specific like that.
And then they're like, well, we can't get there in time. And Bart's like, just make a motorcycle. What do you mean? Like, well, you create us a motorcycle. And he's like, you're right. And she makes a motorcycle. She gets on it. And they go, we got to get something for Bart. She gets like a toddler basket for the front of it, and like safety first with this ridiculous helmet with a flower. And like Bart's just like, this is ridiculous. And when Lisa just goes, this motorcycle runs on pony smiles. How Bart is just fucking just crestfallen.
Bart's
over all
like,
this.
you can ruin anything.
Yeah, right. You can make motorcycles. You're making it lame. So that one was fun.
I like that one. There was a joke earlier. It's when the police are like confronting Lisa and she's telling them about the imaginary friend. Chief Wiggum goes, sorry, the only invisible killer I believe in is God.
Yeah.
Jesus, Wiggum.
Yeah. And then he tries to use some acronym that he fucking fails. And he's like, hey, a little help here, Lou. Like,
Yeah.
hey, my job, Chief.
You got yourself into that acronym, Chief. Yep, that's funny.
That's Lou. And he tries to make one about Lou, and he fucks that up, too.
Yeah, it's
It's
so
just
good.
3 letters, man. You should be able to nail that.
That when Homer comes in with that half-empty bottle of Logan's rum, it's just like, that's where you're wrong. I can see you. And then he waits a beat and goes, because I'm wasted. I love that. That's why Homer can see Lisa's imaginary friend.
And then we get back to Homer eating right out of the microwave on his lap.
He's doing the microwave with the
eating
ladle
his
thing
childhood
again.
imaginary friend.
Yeah. That image, Homer with that microwave on the couch, eating out of it with a ladle as if it's a giant bowl, is so funny to me.
So good.
It was funny. It was funny in the first episode. It's funny in this episode.
And he's like, something about eating your best friend. He's like, actually, I can never die. Shut up.
God damn it.
I like the voice for Sergeant
Sausage is a lot of fun. Yeah.
Our third one, and I have a bone to pick with this one. It's called Mo Finger. Begins with Bart being chased by the bullies in some dark alley, seeks refuge in a door. Turns out it's the back of Moe's, but the bullies get in there too with him, and they're going to do something awful to him. And that's when Moe shows up, and the bullies are like, hey, man, you know what's best for you? Just get out of here. And he's like, I don't think that's how this is going to work. And he like fucking deftly destroys them all. Doesn't kill him, but fucks them up.
Flings a coaster into Dolph's
enough
forehead.
to stick in his head.
Yeah.
And then one of them's like, we're only 13. Just always a good reminder of how young they are.
That these are children. Yeah.
So Mo is taking care of Bart. He's like, I'll show you a little something, and that's when he goes in. I think he uses the kiss meter machine.
Yeah, the love, what is that? Love meter.
Yep. And then there's like a button he pulls, and all of a sudden there's like an underground layer. It's like the state-of-the-art, gigantic headquarters for some kind of clandestine fucking...
Like MI6, Bond.
I was thinking this is right around the time of the Kingsman, too.
I thought the same thing.
Yep. Which I've never seen, but...
Neither have I, but I've heard it's good.
Sure seems like that.
I've heard all of those movies are good. I think there's like 3 movies in the Kingsman series now.
Oh, really?
I've never seen any of them, but I've heard they're all good.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Like, they must have made money because they've made a few of those.
I think there's 2 and then a prequel. If
there's one that's based in the past, yeah. And then he's giving him a tour of everything. And all the soaks at the bar are, like, running shit. Like, fucking... And at one time we see a wall of, like, fallen spies.
Yep.
It's the original therapist...
Yeah, whose name I forget, but who we've established before is dead.
Yep. And Gunter, who is alive and well. He just doesn't get featured much. And then Homer. We find out Homer died in Line of Fire.
Yep.
And they're interested in some company called Remo Industries.
Yep.
Like they think they're up to something nefarious.
They've bought in the world's supply of beer.
That's what it is. Yep.
Is why that Michael Caine type wants them to investigate him.
So they send out a group of spies, which consists of Bart, Moe, Barney, Willie, and Gil. Because Remo's also put on a free Steely Dan concert. You ever got into Steely Dan?
I don't think I could name a Steely Dan song.
Yeah, I don't even know what their biggest hit would be.
I know they have a song that like gets played on classic rock radio that I recognize the song when it comes on, and then I'm like, oh, this is Steely Dan.
Yeah.
Like but I can't tell it to you off the top of my head.
I think one of the songs you'd recognize, because I can't think of it, because this was a popular thing in this era of music. The song title is just a woman's name.
Oh, okay.
Like I can't think of it right now, but
like Layla.
Yep. Fucking Amanda by Boston.
Yep.
There's a handful of them.
Yep.
Lola by the Kinks. That shit went around. I know, but one thing with Steely Dan, the people that love them fucking love them.
Yes. Yep. People who love Steely Dan really love Steely Dan.
They were a band that never toured in their prime. So they're a studio band. They just the Dan Fagan guy, the lead singer, hates being out of his house. Like he's got like agoraphobia, like
Weird.
hates crowds and shit.
Huh.
They didn't start touring until like later on, like except maybe sporadically in the late 70s. So when they do go out, people fucking love it. You listen to it's just there's no fucking like I don't know. It's not like not good music to fuck to. Like it's just like real fucking jazzy. There's no set rhythm, you know. Like
It's like kind of like jazzy yacht rock, right?
really fucking. I mean, like the lyrics are what a lot of people love, and like they're like studio perfectionists, so everything sounds perfect, you know. Like
Didn't they like my cultural touchstone for Steely Dan is aren't they the ones that won the Rock Grammy that year, and Metallica was the one who should have won it?
It's
Do I
so
got
close.
that right?
It's a two word band name, one syllable, 2 syllable first word, 1 syllable second word. It ain't Steely Dan.
It's Jethro Tull.
Jethro Tull.
Fuck, damn it, I knew it. A different man's name.
Yeah. And we get Dan Fagan speaking in this. That's actually him when he points up at them,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
because they find out when they try to infiltrate and find out more about Remo, it's actually Homer. He faked his death. He's supposed to be is it Blaufeld? How do you
Blofeld,
Blofeld, yeah.
He's got the scar and the cat.
Yeah. So he's actually now a supervillain, it turns out. And he's like, well, you'll never get me. You're going to have to deal with 600 rabid Steely Dan fans. So he tries to leave on a goddamn jetpack. And now it's those 5 spies versus a horde of hundreds of Springfield civilians. And they just murder them all.
Yeah.
Like, so that was the thing. Like, this isn't fucking horror. It's Treehouse of Horror. When we get to spies. This is like when they had the fucking Harry Potter shit. At least
I
the Harry
figured that
Potter
would
shit's
stick in your craw.
fantastical.
As soon as this started and you saw the title of Mofinger, I'm like, Nathan's gonna hate that this isn't horror.
Yep.
And I'm kind of with you, but they make up for it here at the end, at least with a lot of, for The Simpsons, pretty decent violence.
Insanity. Like people being beheaded.
Yep.
Like everyone's dead.
Yeah.
Like, they fucking kill so many fucking people. And then it ends, I think it's just Bart and Homer left. And they're like, oh, hey, Dad, you know, like maybe we can just put all this past us. And Homer's like, I think you're right. And Bart just stabs him in the back.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much it for this whole thing. But then we get like it must be the end of a James Bond movie where everyone's swimming, like as an outro.
Well, it's always the beginning. The opening credits of the Bond movies always have a song and
yep.
these trippy visuals.
Yep, and we get it's celebrating the 600th episode, like singing about 600, and it's about we've aired thousands of promos for shows that no longer exist. That's when we get a Babes and a Drexel's class shout out,
And a Herman the Head.
Yeah.
And that part of this where they just show all of the failed TV shows.
House
from
of
Fox.
Buggin'.
Yep. Like
it was supposed to be the Latino.
Fresh Prince.
No, the what was the fucking Damon Wayans sketch comedy show that was on Fox? Fuck.
Living Color.
Living Color, yep. So that was supposed to be what's his name? The guy that played the clown in Spawn. You like him. Like as an actor. Like not like your buds. What's that? Oh my God.
I don't know off the top of my head.
He was in
who
The
played-
Pest. He played Luigi in the ill-fated
Fucking
Mario Brothers.
Leguizamo?
John Leguizamo. He was like
Is
the
he
face.
the clown in Spawn?
Yeah. How much fucking CGI did that involve?
Yeah.
How much fucking green screen?
On top of a fat suit,
yeah.
probably.
Yeah, that homie earned his fucking paycheck on that one.
Man, The Pest is good.
Is it really? No
Maybe
shit.
not, but I like it.
I remember just like seeing the fucking VHS box. Like,
Yeah.
the fuck could this even be?
You and every listener should treat themselves and go to YouTube and find the Pest intro because it's John Leguizamo rapping and it's like the perfect sweet flavor of horrible dog shit. It's so good.
Well, now I'm intrigued.
It is horrendous and great.
Yeah, but I don't know. I would think maybe it's just riding a good wave. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, to quote old Mr. Loaf.
And who are we to argue with Mr. Loaf?
It's sound loaf logic is what that is.
Loaf logic.
Let's check the scripture. You're reading liner notes from a CD of fucking Bat Out of Hell.
I don't need the liner notes. I know all of
You're a
the
fucking.
songs. Heaven can indeed wait.
You're loaf of costal. You're handling snakes.
Loaf of costal. Yeah, I don't dislike that James Bond one because I like James Bond stuff, but it is the weakest of the three.
Yeah.
And I have a milder version of what you think always, which is this isn't horror. Like I also think that, but just not quite as strongly as you do. I think a good Treehouse this year.
Yep. I just feel like these have been coming out for so long. You know what it is the writers aren't watching new horror movies.
I was actually thinking the same thing. Like in the early days, every short was a parody of a horror movie.
Yeah.
You know, and they went, they probably burned through all the ones that are super recognizable. Yep. And then they stopped watching horror movies.
Yeah. I think you nailed it.
Because this is 2016. There's good horror movies coming out.
They are 15 years into the horror renaissance, you know?
Yep.
I get it in the 90s when there was no culturally relevant horror movies getting made,
until Scream and Blair Witch brought horror back.
How have we not seen The Simpsons and Hellraiser regalia?
Yeah.
Like
Pinhead
a Cenobites.
Homer, come on.
Yeah, like, oh my God, he's already got the head for it.
Yeah,
Jesus.
he's already bald.
Yeah.
Come on. What are you doing? Him trying to figure out how to open the lament configuration? Come on.
Fuck yeah.
That's a fun joke there.
I don't even know the movie. I've never seen any of the movies. I know those references. So they can make it work.
You should watch the
first or second, I've been told, by you, I think.
You should for sure watch the first. I'm going to say watch the first two.
Isn't it the case with the first one, it ain't a whole lot of Hellraiser monsters shit?
No.
It's mostly on Earth.
Yeah, it's one of those where... Like, imagine if the first Alvin and the Chipmunks movie was just about the guy and the Chipmunks were barely in it. Yeah. And then after that, they were like, oh, it's the Chipmunks that people want.
Yeah.
That's the first one. First one, pretty slow, but it is good.
And if it's good, I enjoy a slow movie.
Last one, episode 5, Trust But Clarify. We get a couch gag of just kind of mishmash of modern art, which is kind of fun. It's cool to see shit drawn different. Always is.
Our crack research, we tried to find out if there was something that we should be recognized.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything specific.
I saw you. You were studious. You were just typing away.
There's a couple images that are kind of Picasso-y, but it's not anything specific, and it's not one of these where it's done by some artist that they love that we've never heard of. Some
fucking Eastern European guy who won an fucking Academy Award for Best Short Animated Film in 1977.
Yeah.
But that's their lives, so they think he's, he's their Elvis.
Yeah. It was about some Eastern Bloc war.
How many fucking first dates have these dorks brought women to go watch a movie like that? Can't believe they're not into it. Yeah. You don't like Pietras Brzezinski? Oh, I bet you're over here watching Fyodor Krasinklov like a fucking idiot.
You fucking poser. I just wanted to take you back to my apartment and watch Koyaanisqatsi in peace. I thought you'd love it. It's so dour. You ever watch Koyaanisqatsi?
No, I don't think so.
Whew.
Fun
it's
stuff.
Good. I like it, but it's heavy. You don't know shit about the Phil Glass harmonica.
Where are you going?
The final words of a pepper sprayed man. Hey, where are you going?
Or I like that he's not aggressive about it. She just realizes how big of a dud he is, and she just walks into the other theater and just makes out with a frat dude at American Pie 3. He's there in a suit with fucking chocolates. But baby, there's the Independent Animation Festival. There's one theater over. I think you got the wrong theater, baby.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go give an over the cargo shorts handy to a man in a puka shell necklace next door at Legally Blonde 2. Yeah. You fucking dud.
Well, I guess I'll enjoy these chocolates.
Okay. I sure do like chocolate. Oh, but not that one. It's coconut.
I'm the kind of guy that you get me one of those fucking You know, what do they call it when it's a bunch of different chocolates or they're labeled underneath on the packaging? So you don't
sure, yeah. You flip the thing over and it has the chocolate map.
50-50, I'm not going to like it that much. There's so many of those things where they get too cute.
You're a pretty basic bitch chocolatier.
I want fucking chocolate, maybe some nuts, man. I don't want anything purple in my. What the fuck's?
You're a chocolate prude, is what you are.
Fucking purist. I'm a chococostal. I'm clutching Hershey's Kisses and speaking in tongues.
Yeah, you're a chocolate Puritan with your big chocolate hat with your big chocolate buckle on it.
We're cutting up Charleston chews on an altar because they're an abomination to the chocolate gods.
Burning fucking raisins.
Chocolate shouldn't stretch.
So saith the Lord.
These chocolate buckles ain't holding up in the rain.
See, I'm a chocolate slut. I'll put any chocolate in any hole. Fucking give it to me.
Fucking
all at once or one at a time. Line them up, baby.
Fucking covered in fucking butterscotch drippings or whatever.
You're fucking going to work with nougat in my hair, not giving a fuck. If I'm presented with like a box of chocolates, like a classic, like you're talking about, whether it's heart shaped or Forrest Gumpian, like I don't look at the map. I want to be fucking surprised.
Me too. I just don't like the surprise off. But
Are you taking a bite and then putting it back?
Oh no, I
thing?
fucking. Daddy finishes when he starts, but I'm gonna be grump about it.
Grumbling about it.
This was fucking menthol. I don't who thinks that's a good idea?
This was full of apple jelly.
Fucking marmalade. I don't think this is good at all.
Who puts hot sauce?
Meanwhile, you're just fucking groaning. So
yes.
Marlon spends a lot of time on Fifth Avenue, if you know what I mean.
All right. Give it to me. Russell Stouffer's, you big daddy.
Getting Eiffel Towered by a score and a symphony bar. Sick chocolate bitch. You get turned down for work because of it.
Fucking
You have a reputation.
make me toffee airtight, baby. Really gum up my works.
So the guy running a 7-Eleven counter can't see you because you're crouched over. He just hears some rumbling in the candy aisle. Sir? You're wearing a trench coat.
Got a double armful of nut goodies whispering, whose pussy is this?
He finally has the nerve and you've scurried out the back. You just left a crumpled $20 bill with a sorry note.
Oh, God.
I don't feel comfortable putting some of these back on the shelf.
Oh, shit. This is the first time anyone's touched a zero bar in 15 years.
You did more than touch. You feel how warm that is?
Treated it like it was a thermometer for a sick dog. Oh, fuck. What the fuck are we talking about? Oh shit. So we start off, I have in all caps Itchy and Scratchy. Boy, have we not touched on Itchy and Scratchy or the Krusty Show in a long time.
Because it's just getting so dated at this point. Like
we get an Itchy the Scratchy doing Making a Murderer intro. That was fun. Have you ever watched that show?
It took me a second because I haven't, and then it dawned. I'm like, oh, okay.
It took me a second too, but I was like, I fucking know this music. What is this? And then as it went, I was like, I think this is Making a Murderer. And then yes, it
worth watching. I've heard it's like compelling, but you're angry the whole time.
You're angry at the authorities the whole time. Like you watch that thing and it gets more bonkers by the episode, which is just good series making, you know? But like by the time you're 2 episodes in, you're just like, are you fucking why haven't we burned down every Wisconsin police department in that fucking state? Yeah, you're very angry at everything. But yes, to the short answer, yeah, it's good. You should watch it.
Netflix, HBO?
At Netflix. That was a Netflix original.
Yeah.
We get an advertisement from Krusty for Crustaceans candy. Look like shrimp, taste like candy. They look like Cheetos. They look like pink Cheetos.
They don't look like candy.
They don't look like candy at all. They
I was
look
very
like
confused
chips.
by all this.
I was befuddled.
I rewound. I was like, I must have missed this. It isn't candy. The fucking A, it ain't candy. That's what's on the bag.
Yep,
you know,
the shape of the candy and the bag they come in doesn't look like candy.
Yeah.
It looks like Cheetos.
Yeah. But is this, you think this is supposed to be drawing off anything? Or no, is it just running off the popular trope, Krusty makes shit products?
I think it's that one.
Because I was like, was there anything in the news about some candy making kids sick?
Yeah, some bad recall or something. Yeah, I
there
don't
was.
know.
I missed it.
Yeah, I think it's just meant to be that Krusty's a fucking
That's a very
charlatan.
Reliable fucking thing. They could keep going.
That's a classic,
back to.
yeah. Play the hits. Krusty shills bad shit to children.
Yeah. I like that Bart subscribes to Krusty Prime for $75 a month.
A month. Yeah. How did you get those candies already? I'm part of Krusty Prime. We're at work, and this character we've never met before named Tibor gets a corner office, super nice office, and Homer and the guys are jealous that Tibor got this nice office. And then we get inside Homer's head. We meet Homer's ambition.
Yeah.
Which is like Homer, but he's buff and he's on a treadmill the whole time.
A sweatshirt with an A on it.
Yeah, he's a little like not drill sergeant-y, but like a gym coach kind of motivator. It says, I've been held down by alcoholism and apathy for so long.
Like laying next to him.
It pans over, and those these other Homers that are alcoholism and apathy are laid out. Informs Homer like, hey, you gotta get some new duds, like dress for the job you want kind of thing, because Homer really wishes he had that corner office.
First time this has been addressed, Homer's clothing choices.
Yeah. Absolutely. We get Kent Brockman on late night, like late night with Jimmy is the name of the show.
The late show with Jimmy.
Yeah. I think it's supposed to be Fallon by how he's drawn.
So, yeah.
And the reference we get later, it's Fallon. So Kent is on late night, and he's telling this definitely fake story about him like covering a war, like doing war correspondent shit, and how he fucking saved these, Iraq or American soldiers in Iraq and bailed out a sinking boat with his helmet and got them to safety. And I had forgot that this happened.
Yep, this is the part of this episode based in reality.
Yeah,
Brian Williams, I believe, lost his job for that.
I believe that's that guy's name. Yeah, what a bonkers thing,
right? Yeah,
and this was one of those things where, like, it's such a direct reference that you know exactly what they're talking about. And in my head, I was like, boy, that feels extremely modern, because that doesn't feel like it was that long ago. And it wasn't. It's fucking 2016, or probably 15 or 14 based on the delay that usually comes before the Simpsons make a reference out of something. But I was still like, God damn, that felt like, oh shit, like I remember that.
It was around. There's two things to know about Brian Williams. They both happen around the same time, roughly 2-year span. He got busted for fucking lying about the Iraq war shit, and his daughter was the actress that got her ass eaten out on camera on the HBO show Girls.
Oh, really?
I hope Brian deflected back to that during Christmas that year. At least I've never been tossed up on camera. I'm an actress.
Yeah, we were acting.
Yeah, you lied just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, totally. Just for funsies, Dad. Also, like, that's not how sex scenes in film work.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't actually getting my fucking Cheerio dirted up.
Yeah, I mean, like, unless it's like a Lars von Trier movie or something,
Right, or
European
Brown Bunny
shit.
or something.
Yeah, dude, that's a good reference. Vincent Gallo, that guy's name, I think.
It's Vincent something, yeah. Did he ever work in Hollywood again? I don't know.
You know, I think
I'm not convinced Brown Bunny qualifies as working in
Yeah,
Hollywood.
that was
actually.
pretty. Yeah, I think
Now
that was
that I
pretty
think about
low
it.
budget, like real artsy fartsy.
That movie's not good.
Is it? Yeah.
No.
Buffalo 66 is okay, but nothing
I don't know that
spectacular.
one.
That's young Christina Ricci and him.
Okay.
Not bad. Now that I think about it, maybe it's not that bad.
I love Christina Ricci.
Yeah. It's based about the Buffalo Bills. Like, he kidnaps her and his family can't get over the fact that the Bills lost the Super Bowl. It's really weird.
Okay. I'm into that. That's a fun premise.
Yeah.
Poor Christina Ricci gets kidnapped in movies a lot.
She does.
That's also Black Snake Moan.
She's got big eyes. She can convey terror well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Black Snake Moan, a better movie than people give it credit for.
I always thought I should give it a try because, like, you know, they got to be going for it here.
It's a fucking really good movie.
Yeah, it's not-
and nobody saw it. It's such a bummer nobody saw it.
It's like not going to be a moneymaker. They ain't going to make a line of action figures off Black Snake Moan.
It's not going to get its own Saturday morning cartoon, no. But yes, that movie's very good. Real good soundtrack. And pretty much the end of Craig Brewer's film career. Like, because Craig Brewer, he had this grand idea. He had these plans to make these 5 movies, each one based on the genre of music from where he's from, which is the South. He made Hustle and Flow, which is about hip hop. And then he made Black Snake Moan, which is about blues. And then that movie didn't make any fucking money. And then I think he had to like fill out the rest of his contract with MTV Films, making like Step Up 3 Havana Nights.
No shit.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Like the rest of his
that's too
filmography
bad.
is a bummer. All because nobody saw Black Snake Moan.
We failed him.
We did. I didn't. I saw it in the theater. So while Kent Brockman is telling this insane story, there's an Iraq war vet at Veterans of Unpopular Wars, this bar, and fucking Abe laying into that Iraq war vet. Like, oh, you Iraq vets think you got it so tough. Oh, it's so hot out. And it goes for so long of him roasting this guy. It's very funny.
And the guy's not even paying attention to him. He's just outraged at the TV. You know?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Kent goes on the news and admits that he lied about that story, and Arnie Pie is the news anchor now.
By far the most Arnie Pie we've got.
Oh, 100%. Arnie Pie's time to shine now, baby.
Also the most Brockman we've gotten in a while.
In forever, yeah. Homer gonna get himself a new wardrobe. They go to the mall, which is dilapidated. I love how shitty the mall has gotten over the years. And I feel like it's been kind of gradual. I feel like the last time we saw the mall, it wasn't much better than this. Mm-hmm. You know, it's gone bit by bit.
Yep, that sounds right.
So they go to the mall, they go shopping for clothes. I didn't catch if the store has a funny name. Usually they do, but I didn't catch it.
Didn't catch my eye, if anything.
Yeah, if it was, it couldn't have been that good, or I'd have noted it. Pally is the guy working there. Homer, like, trying on suits and stuff, and he and Marge, God bless them, get to getting it in the dressing room.
Cut to Hey Pally just sitting behind the counter as shit's shaking. They always think they're the first ones to think of it.
It's so funny.
He's just so casual, like reading a magazine.
Yep. As the whole store shakes,
falling apart.
Like, Jesus. Throwing it back there. Homer gets a new suit, and we presume tons of other suits because they're carrying like 40 fucking bags between the two of them.
Yeah.
And that's when Kent comes up with a camera, tries to interview him about something. He's just doing fucking like on the street
guerrilla
reporting.
journalism.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There you go. It's a good word for it. Bart and Lisa go inspect the candy lab. They like show up and it all looks like, like an organic greenhouse. And then there's a big button that says push when inspectors leave. Yeah. And they hit that and it's all just chemicals and robots.
Yeah.
And Lisa takes a box full of chemicals out of there. They're going to get these tested, see what Krusty is up to. We get a shot of Kent and his agent. Kent being like, can't you even get me on Fox News? And the agent's like, well, are you fine with signing up to claim you're a liberal and then lose every argument? And Kent goes, I don't know, every argument? And the agent immediately is just like, you've already asked too many questions. It's off the table. That's fun.
Yeah.
Homer shows up at work with his new suit. He's looking all decked out. There is a sign. We're in the break room, and there is a sign above the microwave that says, sorry, no ethnic foods in microwave. Jesus.
But a lot of people at jobs thinking that, though.
Yeah.
Well, we could have
I'm sure.
Who's microwaving fish? Who thinks that's smart?
There was, I don't remember her name, so I couldn't out her if I wanted to. But there was a stripper when I worked at the strip club who pretty regularly would microwave fish in the microwave. And the microwave was behind the bar, out amongst the people. It wasn't in a back room somewhere.
Like in a break room that has a door you can shut.
Just fish stank that whole titty bar.
Why?
Awful.
Did someone tell her to stop?
I think she eventually got a talking to from somebody who's like,
What
listen,
a thing.
you can't heat up your fucking tuna casserole
Jesus.
in a strip club.
Yeah, your fucking tilapia fillets.
Everyone's making jokes. They write themselves. It's
Yeah.
easy. Like, you gotta stop. Fucking just frozen tilapia fillets.
Yeah, for not even like leftovers, like a frozen fucking crack fucking pavement with it. Just
Cooking them
fucking
from
throwing
frozen.
star of frozen fish. 11 minutes should be good.
Oh, that's boy, 11 minutes in a microwave will ruin anything.
She puts it in at her first song. Like that's she knows it'll be ready when she's done.
Just takes the stage.
Yeah, 12 and a half minutes later. Ding.
Them girls ain't dancing for 12 and a half minutes, my guy. Fucking,
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. 2 songs at 3.5 each tops.
Is it 2 songs?
Yeah.
Why am I thinking 3?
There were occasions where it was 3 if you had so few girls on that night, just to limit how often they fucking had to go up there.
Yeah, okay. Maybe that's what I caught one of those nights.
But those were like, oh, it's Monday.
Oh, well, that one makes,
and football is on.
Yeah.
So no one's here, so we only scheduled 6 dancers.
Yeah. Huh.
We find out that the bottles that they took from the candy factory are full of formaldehyde. I thought it would be something fun, but it's just formaldehyde.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Felt lazy.
Like some like weird thing, like some animal bone byproduct that like
Or some made up chemical, like it turns out it's full of whatever Krusty uses to keep his skin pale. Something like that. But no, formaldehyde, boring. Ken Brockman, in the meantime, has a job interview at BizFad, which is for sure BuzzFeed, because they show them like writing fucking BuzzFeed article headlines, which is fun. And he doesn't get the job, and the company immediately folds.
Yeah.
The boss is like, it's been a great 4 days, everybody, but you're out of a job. I bet those places just churn through fucking writers.
Oh my God.
I can't imagine.
I'm sure the pay is shit.
If they actually have writers, or is everything freelance?
I bet so. Everything's freelance or close to.
Or at least most. Yeah. I think if I were to guess, I would imagine that's how that goes. Homer goes into Burns' office with his new suit and is gonna fucking stick up for himself. He's fresh, full of confidence. He's all full of beans. Goes in there and fucking Burns just roasts him.
Dunking on him. It's out of fucking hand.
Absolutely takes him down. Like Homer's like opens the jacket to show off the label on the inside, and Burns cracks up laughing and is like, oh, you better close that tent flap before the mosquitoes get in.
Oh,
like,
my
there's
God.
good jokes in here, but geez.
Just go and fucking Burns is or fucking Smithers is giggling. He's in on it too. Like, and the kick. He puts his foot in the ink pad.
He's got an ink pad like it's a stamp.
Kicks him in the back.
Kicks him in the back of his
Smithers
jacket.
asks for a kick too.
Yeah.
So fucking weird.
You better take that jacket back to you better take that tarp back to whatever baseball diamond you stole it from in case there's a rain delay. Jesus, Burns. Holy shit. This did make me think I should own a jacket or a suit.
There you go.
Should probably own one. Should probably get around to owning a suit at 37. Man.
I just don't see the need. I need to get you know what I need to do before buying a suit? Get a life that means you need a suit.
That necessitates a suit.
There you go. That's the right word.
Hey, you start wearing it on stuff. Here's the thing. You don't need to have a reason. You could come record the podcast in a suit. I could
just be that weirdo eating at a diner alone in a suit.
You've seen them. They for sure
old men.
Exist.
Yeah. They wore suits for 50 years. They can't stop now.
Or sometimes you catch a hipster in like maybe not a full suit, but definitely like a dress shirt, vest, tie, maybe some suspenders in there.
Playing fucking pickup basketball like that. A fucking break.
You playing basketball in a suit? Yeah. I'd love that.
Yeah. Getting in like a low defensive crouch. Suit pants.
Come on, you can't shoot it.
Yeah.
Fucking throwing up sky hooks with your suit on.
Ripping fucking seams. Just hearing fucking popping.
Threads exploding like far off gunfire. Pap, 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 pap. Fucking drive-by? No, that hefty boy was shooting a 3.
Yeah.
Kent Brockman is out on the street, and Lisa takes him the Krusty story. Kent Brockman, all disheveled, talking to himself into that beer bottle as if it's a microphone, and then flipping it over and playing a sad song on the bottle is very fun.
Kent hits rock bottom quick.
Yes, he does. He ends up in a former Anchor support group where there's a Tom Brokaw type. They don't mention him.
Dan Rather.
There's a Dan Rather, played by Dan Rather.
Yeah, I figured it was.
As I was listening to him talk, I was like, that might be. And yes, it was. And good for him because he makes some fun jokes.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many times on this show where it's like, oh, they get someone like that, and then you're happy to see that they play along, that they get it.
I believe it, too, because Dan Rather, decent Twitter follower.
Yes, he is a good Twitter follow. I agree. Dan Rather gives Kent a pep talk and sends him out the door. Homer's... We've been getting shots of Homer's ambition in his head. I'm not sure if that's directly supposed to be an inside or
the cartoon.
Yeah, that Pixar where all the emotions are in the head.
That makes sense.
I don't know if it's supposed to be that, but it's like that anyway. And Homer's like hanging up his suit and stuff, and ambition gets ousted by alcoholism. And it flies out his ear and lands on the carpet, and the dog eats it.
Yeah, that was good.
So Homer's ambition is gone, and Homer
no more
goes
suits.
and he goes to Moe's.
Yeah,
he's just like, I'm going to Moe's.
Yeah.
Kent and Lisa ambush Krusty, expose his child formaldehyde candy, and Kent Brockman is back on top, and he's back on late night, and this is how I know it's Jimmy Fallon that they're parodying, because Brockman is sitting in the chair, and the host reaches over and tussles his hair the way Fallon did to Trump.
Yeah.
Because it's exactly like the hair is in the same position.
Yeah, I forgot. Good catch.
The facial expression. I was like, oh, yeah, the Trump thing.
Yeah.
How
age well.
How much money do you think Jimmy Fallon would give up to take it back?
Yeah.
To take that interview back.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen that full interview, it's just like, we need to humanize this monster and make him seem fun.
Yeah.
Ugh. It's real gross.
Good job.
How much you get paid for that, James?
SNL had him too.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Fucking NBC got fucking some splaining to do.
Universal, fucking one of the
heartless
heartless corporations that owns everything in the world. So, not too worried about it, or not that surprised by it anyway. Brockman does the right thing and thanks Lisa.
Yeah, it's nice to see.
And Abe is on the couch watching it with Lisa, and she's like, that's it? And he goes, well, you've gotten the ultimate prize, credit and no money. That's fun. And then we get Kent Brockman at the end ousting Arnie Pie out of his seat. And Arnie Pie is just like, you know what? If I got to go out, just so you know, I made out with Kent's daughter. And then he pauses for a second and goes, the grown-up one. Jesus, Arnie. I'm glad he specified.
Arnie's got some demons.
Yeah, Arnie's. I like Arnie Pie.
The eye of the sky.
My least favorite of the 5, but I still liked it.
Yeah, still fucking passable.
Yeah, still good. I still liked it. No, fucking, it feels like maybe I'm putting too much pressure on The Simpsons here, but it feels like, oh, maybe this is a return to form of like episodes about side characters, because we haven't been doing that a whole ton.
Sure would be cool
in a while.
Get that Barney episode we need.
Yeah, we're 5 episodes into 28, and I'm feeling good about season 28.
This is definitely a nice fucking bounce back.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see where we go from here.
Well, goddamn it, we did it.
We did it. Another 5 in the bag.
Your cat is looking at me with a look of disdain.
That's what her face looks like all the time.
Just barely holding in her a contempt for humanity.
Yes, she's a cat.
Always adding the pluses and minuses of why she doesn't bite your jugular in your sleep. I could just end it all.
But he's the one who
can reach the food.
He's the one who can open the food. Yeah. So
if your cat could get in a Krang style exoskeleton, you would die within minutes.
Cat Krang. Yeah. Someone has made that art, right?
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh no, Cat Krang.
You hear like pneumatic arms firing up. Oh no. The cat.
We're also an hour and a half from when she usually gets fed. So this is about the time that she sits and glares.
It's about that time.
Come on, motherfucker.
Yep. Time for snacks.
It's, you know what? 5:30's just as good as 7, asshole. Come on. Ain't no reason to wait. We'll do it again next week, episodes 6 through 10. I love when it works out like that.
Yeah, and sad. Do you think we'll get another one before we catch up to the show?
Oh, maybe. It seems to happen every 4 or 5.
Yeah, I probably got one more in us.
God, what are we going to do? We need to have that 2-man staff meeting at some point.
On our legion of interns.
Yeah, exactly.
Let them all know.
All right. So we'll need to start preparing for the OnlyFans, which is what we'll do in between seasons, I guess. So we'll do that. We have... what do we have coming up?
I ain't got shit this week.
You got nothing? Yeah, we don't got nothing this week. With good English, Marlon.
Yeah. It makes you relatable.
Yeah. We got shows coming. It's okay. Like it's not this week, but fuck it. We can talk about it now. It's 2 weeks out. Yeah. We got shows coming up on October 15th and 16th. You and I are going to go out there and we're going to tell some goddamn jokes. I'm going to limp and you're going to walk and we're going to tell jokes. Saturday, October 15th at Cottonwood and Shipwreck in Yankton, South Dakota. And then Sunday, October 16th at the Zoo Bar in Lincoln, Nebraska.
There we go.
That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that Zoo Bar room. That's a lot of fun. I've been to that room and seen comedy. It'll be fun to play it.
Well, there you go.
And that show in Yankton's going to be a good time, too.
So peer pressure your friends in Lincoln and Yankton, respectively, to come out to those shows.
Yep. Start bullying your friends. October 15th and 16th, Yankton and then Lincoln, respectively.
Come on out. Have fun. Fuck you got against fun.
Yeah.
Don't act like you're better than us.
Be a fun hater?
Yeah. Ridiculous.
God, damn. Assholes.
I don't even know why we invite you sometimes.
Now we got a little cat attitude in us. Yeah. You can follow us on the internet at Barley Basket USA on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. BarleyBasketUSA@gmail.com is the email address. It's October, so I'm watching spooky movies.
Ooh, got one lined up for tonight?
I mean, I got one lined up for every night. 31 horror movies.
You didn't knock one out at like 9 a.m. to get it out of the way?
Earlier this week, I definitely watched one at like 10 a.m.
Yeah, got some a.m. ghost stories in you?
Yeah, I've put down, we're recording a little bit ahead of time, so I'm not 100% on where I go from here because I don't set an order ahead of time, but I've watched The Wicker Man, the first one, the original from 73. Christopher Lee's a fucking treasure, man. Christopher Lee's so good. I watched Open Water and didn't care for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but yeah.
I thought it looked looks like garbage.
It was shot on a shoestring budget. I know.
You can tell.
Yeah.
Like they spent all their money on that tank they had them floating in. Fucking watch a couple bicker in a tank for an hour. Yeah, not a fan. But I'm going to keep doing that. You can follow along with those on my Instagram, which is at Marlon Wells Comic. If you want to see what I think of 31 horror movies.
Ooh.
Love it. Yeah. And outside of that, we got comedy, we got horror movies. I'm fucking still hobbled up and shopping for a vehicle.
I'm in my prime.
You are in your prime. I'm always saying it.
Every day's better than the next with that guy.
Nathan Volsbach secretes.
They didn't even ask him to play Black Adam, which is just seems unfair because he's looking
undrafted yet again.
Yeah. One of these years.
All right, 6 through 10 for next week. Season 28. Find us on the internet. I think that's it. All right, bye.
Bye.